Felicitations, adventurers! Welcome to Roll for Felicity, where we play serialized one-shots in a multitude of systems with assorted players. Today, I am here with Janine Florence, Kitty Stryker, and Megan Murphy to play Underfoot by Kat McDonald of Peach Garden Games. We're going to do introductions and talk more about the game in a second, but before any of that, I wanted to thank Kat so much for supplying a PDF of the game for us to play. I'm really excited for this. It is a Halloween season, the Halloween one-shot, so this will be really fun. If you're new here, my name is Taylor Felicity. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the producer and usually GM for the stream, and I am the GM tonight as well. So today I get to play a real asshole. It's like the main character I'll be playing. So get ready for that. But I'm going to throw it over to my players so they can introduce themselves and also answer our little icebreaker question for this evening, which is, if you were a wizard, what would you want your assistant or familiar or something like that to be? And we're going to start with Janine.
Hello, my name is Janine Florence. I use they, them pronouns. I'm an actor, I'm a TTRPG player, and slightly almost a producer, kind of. We still have figuring out the title for one of them. If I had a little assistant, I really want, like, a little dragon, just to, like, but, like, as a dog-sized dragon. That's also like a comfort like pet, as well as just one that can go attack if necessary. That's what I want. This is a little guy.
A comfort dragon that can attack if necessary. The dream, the absolute dream.
Have you looked into cats? That sounds like a cat.
Yeah, are you familiar with cats at all? Kitty, what about you?
Hi, I'm Kitty. I use she, her pronouns. I play tabletop RPGs. I have not GM'd yet. I might eventually. There's a bunch of people who are trying to get me to do it, and I won't. Ha! So there. I go to Big Bad Con a lot. That's where I've gotten a lot of my tabletop RPG experience, especially with smaller games that aren't D&D, and that's where I really grew to love them. Yeah, I also write a lot about consent. So I do a lot of consent education related stuff. My most recent book was Ask Yourself, the Consent Culture Workbook. Yeah, so I do that. If I had a little wizardly familiar creature, honestly, I would probably pick a crow because they know how to use tools. They like to solve puzzles. I don't like to solve puzzles. They have more patience than I do. They're good at finding little shiny things, which I like shiny things. So that seems like that would be a good. And also, they're really good at remembering faces. And I'm super face blind. So I think a crow would be a really convenient familiar to have.
It's like a service familiar.
Yeah, like honestly, yes. That's like all of the things that I need. Like, who is that again? Like,
yeah,
perfect.
And Megan, how about you?
Me. Hi, I'm Megan. I use she, her pronouns, and I've been doing TTRPG stuff here with a camera or talking to a microphone for a few years now. And it's fun. I've DM'd a little bit, and I feel like I'm getting better. But we'll see. We will see. Gosh, if I had a familiar, here's the thing. I kind of already have this answer because I played this halfling druid, and she had a little red-capped mushroom familiar named Nita. They only spoke Sylvan, so if you spoke Sylvan, did you know that Nita just swears like every third word. And they pop out little nubs when they need to walk and talk, and you can't see their eyes, but they have a big mouth. And when we're hanging out at the inn, they have a thimble, which they would always like filled. Thank you. So you'll hear, which means fill it up, but again, with more swears.
Perfect. Good answer. These are excellent answers. I think for me, I don't know why this popped into my head, because originally I was like, oh, it'd probably be a cat because I have a cat in real life, even though it's kind of boring. And then I was thinking about like the main thing that I do around the house, like chore-wise, is like cooking. And I was like, it'd be nice to have something to like that could help me cook. And then I just had this like idea of like the Pillsbury Doughboy, just like kind of like running around my kitchen and like helping me with things. So I guess that's what I would pick. Even though it'd be extremely dangerous for him to do because he could be cooked.
I want a familiar who's at risk all the time.
But to be fair, I mean, that can happen to anyone, so.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, for sure.
What if you got carb hungry one night?
It's just a piece. Yeah, so that's my weird answer. I would have a little Pillsbury Doughboy to help me cook. So the reason why I asked that question is because they were playing the game Underfoot, which is about these little creatures, little guys. Familiar is one of the things you can be, although I don't think none of you are playing a familiar. That is basically you're all in service of this wizard who is a butthole, as the book describes him. So the game that we're playing is by Kat McDonald of Peach Garden Games, who very generously provided it with a PDF for this game. Let me do this. And it's available in a bundle right now that you can get on itch, and the link is in chat. And you can also check out more of Kat's work. The link for Peach Garden Games is in chat as well. This is a TTRPG that is specifically designed for one-shot play, and we'll be following the schedule of Wizard Demetrius as he prepares for the Grand Summoning. And the only thing is he doesn't know his employees are tired of his shit. So that's what's going to be happening today. Before we get into that, I'll say just a few quick things that you can do to help the stream if you're watching, and also give some shout outs to some followers. So first of all, if there's a part of the stream where you think would be good on TikTok or a good clip or something like that, but you don't want to go and make that clip because you're watching the game, you can use the command in chat, an exclamation point followed by the word marker, which I'm doing in chat right now so you can see what it looks like. And it will make a little marker for me to go back in the stream to that moment and make a clip. So super, super helpful to me. So I know like what people think is like fun and good about the stream, and also helps me edit, which is the thing that I am least likely to do. So any help that way is great. Another thing you can do is I do have some incentives for tips, which is that the command? Yes. All of the tips that we would get tonight do go to my guests, and also provide an incentive for the game, and you can affect what happens. So for 200 bits or $2, you can give one player a bonus, something that'll help them with what their goals are. For 500 bits or $5, you can give all the players a bonus. Or for 1,000 bits or $10, I will add a complication to the game, which is going to basically be, you know, the Wizard Demetrius gets kind of, you know, one up on these characters, and makes life a little more difficult, but a little more interesting. You can use bits, which is Twitch's currency, like native currency, or you can also go to my Ko-Fi, or Ko-Fi, I actually think is what it is, Ko-Fi.com/rollforfelicity, which is in chat right now. The last thing that you can do to help the stream, congratulations, you're already doing it. Whether you're watching us live right now on Twitch or whether you're watching the VOD on YouTube afterwards, thank you so much for being here and watching what we're doing. And I really hope you enjoy what you're about to see. Speaking of which, let's start the game. So, I'm gonna read actually the introduction text for the game itself, just because I think it's so funny and good and really encapsulates what the game is. So this is all from the book. Demetrius the Great lives in an ancient tower. Through the tower's candlelit windows, he can be seen pacing, tormented, it seems, by his indescribable genius. He is the most famous wizard of his time, or indeed of any time. He has the ear of the queen. Nothing in this country moves without his blessing. He is a total butthole. You are a collection of magical creatures created, summoned, and enchanted by Demetrius. You see what the people outside don't. Casual belittling, snide comments, minor acts of sabotage. You see how much this guy sucks. Oh my gosh, we already got a tip. Savory. Savory, thank you for the $15.
Oh no, we have a complication already.
Yeah, so that's gonna be good.
Oh no, I just did the math. Oh no.
Yeah. So Xavier, I'm assuming you want a complication, but then you also want to give a little help to everybody.
And that's fair.
Yeah, but let me know if I'm wrong. Peebs effect, but they each get a bonus too. Cool. Yes. The Peebs effect, the famous Peebs effect. Also, while I'm also saying so much thank you to Xavier, who's wonderful, I realized I said I was going to shout out followers and then didn't do it. So let me do that really quick. So since the stream started, Shermit D. Oh, this is a good name. Shermit D. Frog. Thank you for the follow. Joy About.
Nice.
And One Up Podcast. Thank you so much for the follows. Appreciate it. Okay, so you all see how much this guy sucks. That is the end of the quoted material from the game. Demetrius is in his early 40s. He has dark hair and a dark beard. He's generally seen wearing an important-looking midnight blue robes and a matching tall wizard's hat. Under his robe, he usually wears like a dark blue pinstripe suit. You all live in this wizardly tower, but the tower is outfitted with all kinds of modern technology. For example, Demetrius is right now talking loudly on his phone to someone making his plans for the day. The three of you are peering in at him through the doorway, Scooby-Doo style. What do each of you look like? And what order are you in the pile?
I think blue might be the tallest.
Probably, yeah.
I think blue is the tallest, yeah. So blue is the one that's the most tippy top. And you just see a little head of this jade figure that is humanized. Animated.
Mhm.
They have like curly hair that is just stuck in a curly hair fashion. It is this nice green dress. They are not called green, they are called blue. And she is the little treasure, animated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's next.
Yeah, who wants to go next? Who do you think is next below?
I think it's probably me. I think that makes sense. So I'm Bile, and I'm a little black shadow creature. I have glowing empty holes for eyes and a long skinny tail like an opossum. I have little goat legs with clicky clacky cloven hooves, fuzzy ears, and a pair of teeny horns. I definitely have like long fingernail claw things that seem like they stretch a little bit further than they actually do. And I'm still pretty small. Like I'm probably like a foot tall at most if I like stretch.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
Mhm.
I'm
Like tippy toes.
I just
or
had like
tippy hooves.
like 5 things I did wrong on the stream.
Yay! We're already succeeding in chaos.
Yeah, take that, Demetrius.
Yeah. No, I shouted out my friend and then the shout out thing took over the entire screen, which I'm not sure why that happened. And then I like forgot that I was live, and so I went to change it. So I just went to a different scene. But I think that was pretty much caught. I know what I'm doing. I'm good at this. But yeah, so we've got the description of what Bile looks like.
Yes.
Very creepy and delightful. I love that. Which just leaves one more little guy.
Yeah, it's spleen. So I'm like a little homunculus, which means that Demetrius just took bits of him that he didn't think he needed or anything, and just kind of like smushed them together into kind of a blob. I'm mostly spleen, but not all spleen. But since he's kind of my dad, which I don't like, he makes me call him Coach, which I also do not like. But he gave me a little hat like his. He said I should have a tie, but he didn't tell me how to tie it, so I just found some fabric and I did this. And I'm wearing a pajamas top. But I'm in business mode. I'm just kind of a fleshy lump. I'm pretty short. I can stretch out a little. Oh, it's tiring. Yeah. So. Oh, also, like I don't think you can really see. But I have glasses to define where my eyes should be because it's like mostly just like a little flesh flap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He didn't have any extra eye. That's spleen. Business spleen.
Perfect. So you're all peering in at Demetrius. He's in his bedroom. He's dressed for the day already and is like on his phone talking to someone. I believe it makes the most sense if you all have already decided you want to ruin his day today. Is there anything that the three of you are talking about or anything like that about your plans for All Hallows Eve?
And then he said, I've had too much screen time. And I said, nah, that's BS. I was looking at your phone. And he said that was screen time. But he was just answering like his messages. Like he has a date coming up, which is the grossest thing I've ever heard.
Ugh.
He planned a date on the same day that he's also hosting the children.
Yeah, he said it. No, it's just gross. I don't know. He like waggled his eyebrows even though he was answering a text message. It was gross.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, baby, wiggle."
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Okay, so we have the date that we need to mess up. We have children running around in costumes with asking for treats. And then there's also a research project that's coming up.
Well, I imagine, right? Like, so he's going to be researching to get his shit together before the Great Summoning. You know, because he's one of those guys who just waits till the last minute. He figures he'll fail upwards. So I think let's just mess that up real good. Let's change his papers around. Maybe we can switch out some book covers with other book covers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm still mad because, okay, you know how much I love the microwave because it goes around and around and around. Yeah, well, he decided to get rid of the microwave, and I'm still pissed about it. So he decided he's going to cook. He's going to get, like, one of those boxes that has all the food, like, cut up for you already. I know. I can't ride around on that, so
my Hot Pockets, they're all going to melt. Oh, no!
He has to be destroyed.
He has to be destroyed.
Perfect. As you're saying he has to be destroyed, you hear him from his room say, "Bile? Blue? Spleen? Where's my breakfast? I told you I needed to have breakfast in bed today, and I'm not in bed anymore, and I don't have my breakfast."
Well, get back in bed, and maybe you'll have a breakfast.
Get back in
God,
bed.
this guy, am I right? Like,
I think he just responds, he says, "I'm getting back in bed, but not for that reason. I just have a few more emails to answer, and my back is killing me already." Just lays down in his bed, fully in his wizard clothes, still texting and emailing on his phone.
I do a little fart on a piece of toast, which, like, burns it a little bit. It's, like, crisp now. And I just throw it on a plate. There.
I do a fart on a piece
fine.
of toast. Okay, so we start off with I get to roll for my energy for today, which is 3d8s. And every time I have a meal, I get to add to it. I get to roll dice for that. And I got 18. So he's feeling energetic. That toast really
Well, I gave him a Soylent too. You know how he is about Soylent.
He loves the Soylent.
It's like the Soylent with caffeine.
Mm-hmm. He's raring to go. He's not even jittery. He's just
this guy is full of beans, and it's not okay. We gotta do something about this.
That may come up during the date, and that he's full of beans. So he has his breakfast, and as Blue mentioned, one of the things on the agenda for today is that there are children who are visiting. So today is All Hallows Eve, and normally you would think trick-or-treating would be like an evening thing, but the village elementary school has arranged to bring the children to the Wizard Demetrius Tower first thing in the morning, basically like right after breakfast. There are about 20 kids who pile out of the school bus that brought them here in costume, all super excited to get a treat. And Demetrius is kind of, I think you're in the, like the kitchen, like all of you are in like the kitchen of the tower, and he's kind of overseeing and making sure that the treats are, getting put away, or not put away, but getting like set out, basically, like getting put where they need to be. And I'll ask each of you, what is something about, like, you could make up about the kitchen, about the tower, about like the kids that are here. I have one kid who definitely is here, is a little girl in a bumblebee costume who you can see from out the window that it's like her arms are out like this. It's like made of some kind of like styrofoam or something. So she's just kind of like out in this little bumblebee costume. But yeah, there's other kids if you want to make up, some kids in costumes or something about the kitchen or something about the treats. Absolutely feel free.
I think, okay, so Bile sees this one kid who is just running around and around and around and around in circles and talking really fast. And Bile's like, that one's mine. That one's mine. I'm going to teach that kid some facts.
Good. What is the child who's running around dressed as? What is their costume?
They're dressed like a train. And it's like a really awkward, like long costume. So they take up a lot of like front to back space. So when they swing around very excitedly, like they're almost always whacking somebody with their train, their caboose, you might say.
Can I add to this that they have a sibling who is not immediately evident, but it is a two-person costume? And the younger child is being slung around a little bit as maybe maybe like a back part of the like the next car after the engine. I love that.
And I think the older kid is kind of androgynous. So
okay, cool.
I'll use they them pronouns for this child.
Okay. I think the younger child is we'll use he him pronouns for this other poor unfortunate kid. Why is the marker command not working when it worked a moment ago? Well, I guess we'll find out.
I just think caboose needs to be clipped.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It worked a moment ago. So maybe it's just delayed. Yeah, the other two of you, is there anything that you want to add to this situation?
There is a little, like, of course he would have this. There is like a little elevator that goes up and down between the floors in the kitchen so he can get his food delivered, obviously, because he mentioned having breakfast in bed. How far does it go? That's an excellent question. We have definitely done like fun rides on that sometimes for chaos and fun, but I don't know. We could also be a nice little hiding place. I don't know who said that. Who said that?
Perfect.
I think so. Spleen has watched Demetrius make the candy bowl, and Demetrius is the kind of guy who's like, listen, I'm just gonna have the candy let's leftover, okay, as part of my healthy lifestyle. But what he does is he puts like a couple full-size ones at the very bottom of the bowl, and then he covers the rest with Bitto honeys and Necco wafers.
Oh no.
So he's just whatever, so Spleen has seen his elaborate plot to cheat these kids and to leave the best thing for himself.
Perfect.
And they're like the highest sugar stuff you've ever seen. Like if you took a Snickers and jammed 5 Snickers into 1 Snickers.
Good.
This is the candy.
Good. Demetrius.
We definitely didn't take a bite out of one of them and then just put it back in the bowl either.
Would never.
Never.
Perfect. So the way that these scenes work is that you all have this disaster goal that you're working towards, which for this scene is, I marked it, 27 is the total because it's 9 per player. I think that's apart from the grand summoning. That's actually the highest disaster number for a scene we have. But it is a higher number, but each of you get 3 actions during the scene, which is 1 more than usual. Most scenes you get 2 actions. These can be in any order. So if you want to do like multiple actions back to back, you can. If you want to, like, you know, take turns, you absolutely can. And basically what you'll be doing is you'll decide kind of what action you want to take. And then you will use one of your abilities to basically do that action as kind of the like basis for what you're doing. So you can be more descriptive, but each ability has like different actions that are associated with them. For example, let me scroll to the page. For example, if you are using Earth to do something, you generally are going to be hiding something or fixing something. So, and all of those have numbers associated with them, which is how many disaster points go towards the scene. Demetrius can do things to interfere with that, and will do things to interfere with that because he wants his day to go well. So does anyone have an idea of what the first thing you want to do to make this first event of the day go poorly?
I want to find the most popular girl at the party.
Good.
Who I feel like as the treasurer, Blue is able to pinpoint the one that is like, it's you. It's you. And it's this girl in like this, like, it's like a Prince Charming outfit and like knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like around her as princesses, and she is just taking the space. And I go, that one.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the trendsetter. I'm going for her.
Yeah.
And like little Blue just comes up. Blue is probably like this a foot and a half, 2 feet. I don't know where she's at. She doesn't look weird in this group, but she does come up and go, well, knight in shining armor, I think we have very similar takes on the world. Maybe we want to be the center of attention. How do you feel about doing like a fashion show instead of grabbing the candy first, and whoever wins the fashion show gets to have like first pick of the candy? How do we feel about that?
I feel pretty good about that because I know that I would win, and so I feel like it would be beneficial for me to agree to this. I'll probably get first pick of the candy anyway, but
obviously
I would get to show off my fashion as well. So
yes.
I think that would be great.
And should we get Master Demetrius to be the judge? And like we have to make sure that he like, I can try and get it to where he is like going to let you win. I can do that for you.
Oh, you don't have to. I mean, like she just gestures at her outfit and is like, I don't think you need to do anything to rig it for me. Also, this kid is like 8 years old.
Yep.
Like, so self-assured. Yeah, I don't think you need to rig it for me, but yeah, I think that would be exciting. And like kind of looks around at the other kids and is like, wouldn't a fashion show be really fun? So is there what is this your move, or are you setting up for what you want your stat to be?
Well, I feel like this is dazzling the moment. I am taking a lot of attention, probably going to end up emceeing the event.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so you're using light for this, but you do have dark as one of your stats. So you have to make a paradox roll. So you'll roll whatever die you want because it's just based on if it's evens or odds. If it is, I believe if it's evens, you get to do what you intend to do. If it's odds, you use a different elemental move instead. Let me
Cool.
check. Yes, on an even result, you use the stat you intended to use.
Amazing. Guess a 2.
Perfect.
I've never been so excited to see a 2 in my life.
Perfect. So you do get to use light, which is your 4 stat. Also, you get to increase the disaster by 2 the first time you use a kid in your schemes, because that's one of the opportunities. And that's each player. So the other 2 of you, if you get a kid involved, you also get to do that. So that's 6 going towards the disaster count. However, Demetrius can do things to mess with that, basically. So let me take a look at what Demetrius can do. I have something in mind, I think. Okay. This is not... Oh, yeah. This is what he'll do. So he has some spells. Oh, do I want to do that? That's kind of mean. I don't think I want to do that. If I use a spell, it completely negates what you just did, and I don't think I want to do that. So I think instead, this isn't technically one of his spells, but I'll have him spend energy to do this kind of magical effect. So I'll have him spend... That was 6. I'll have him spend 4 energy. And what he's basically going to do is, you kind of like come to him and are like, hey, like, you know, the kids want to do this thing and like this fashion show or whatever. And he's going to roll his eyes and say, oh, I've got so much going on today. I don't have time for this. Spleen. And he is going to use some energy to make Spleen look more like Demetrius for this scene. To pass Spleen off as if... So Spleen will be judging the competition. Good news.
I'm 3 feet tall now. I'm a giant.
And he gives you like a big scarf to kind of like cover up your face a little bit.
Now it's just a flesh flap showing.
Good for
I'll
the
be taken
kids.
serious, finally.
Perfect. So two still goes towards the disaster count for this because he didn't completely negate it. But he's not going to be the judge. Instead, Spleen will be the judge. And the kids look a little unimpressed. I don't think this is enough to fool them. I think they know Demetrius is not the person in charge here. Who wants to go next?
Oh, I have a plan. So, seeing what Blue's doing, Bile is like, yes. Now it's time for me and this trained child. And goes like scampering over, sidles up next to this kid, and whispers in their ear, hey, did you know about Victorian train madness? You could really up your characterization of this train if you started acting like you had Victorian train madness.
Oh
my
gosh.
This is a thing. This is a real thing that happened, by the way. So there was a belief that the vibrations of the railway carriage could make you go mad.
Oh, no.
And there were situations where people were attacked by people who just went ballistic on trains. Now, having taken public transit, I understand why they did that. It had nothing to do with the vibrations. But there was this sense that, like, there would be mental health issues caused by being on the train.
Mm-hmm.
So, with this in mind, I think that Bile is going to use... I'm going to be doing my move of Wicked Advisor. When you use your move to lead someone astray, treat your stat as 1 higher. And I think this is going to be a wind. It's telling someone. Because I don't think I'm tricking this child. This is a real thing.
You're telling them about a real historical theory. Is it true?
Yeah,
No.
And I'm telling them it will make their costume better if they enact this.
Yeah.
By going ballistic and will probably be like, here is a potential weapon with which you can destroy these things over here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hurt the other kids, but you can completely go to town on this paperwork.
Yes, for sure.
So that is what I will do.
And Wind, I don't believe you have to make a paradox roll for that.
I think
Earth?
that I
Do you have
do
Earth?
because I have Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I do have to make a paradox roll
All right.
just in case. And I got a 6.
Perfect.
So I think I use Wind,
Mhm.
which is 3.
Yes, and then you get to add 1 to it because you're using your
Wicked
Advisor. And you add 2 to it because you're enlisting the help of a child for the first time in the scene.
This is literally what I do as a person. Don't let me take care of your children if you don't want them to have this kind of information.
You explain this.
But they'll be great at dinner parties.
You explain this to this child, and their eyes get wide as you're explaining it. Their little brother just unbuckles themselves from the mayhem that is about to occur. Just
let
in
the child
time.
run rampant.
Yes. Just in time for the child to run rampant and just like scream. I think they have one. Actually, I was gonna say they're screaming, but I think they have one of those train whistles, those like wooden train whistles, and they're just blowing it. But instead of doing like the choo choo, they're just blowing it constantly, just incessantly. And oh, dang. What is Demetrius going to do? I think he is going to expend some energy to try to find the teacher of this group as this child.
And I'm just
like,
gonna go back to
things.
like leaning against the wall and whistling and like checking my claws, like do 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 do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's happening over there?
Yeah. Perfect. Completely plausible deniability. So Demetrius will spend, I think enough things are going wrong that I think he's like I think he's handing candy. You know what? It's very like, I hate to mention Donald Trump on stream, but it's very like when the first year that he was doing the candy to the kids and he was just setting the candy bars like on top of the child's costume and just like kind of just not paying attention to anything to what he was doing. That's very the vibe. So Demetrius kind of like looks around and is like, where are the teachers? There's a child here who's claims to have gone mad with train power or something. And so he's going to expend just 2 points of energy. So you had 3, 4, 5, 6, so bringing 7 down to a 5. But still pretty good. And 7 overall is what your disaster score is at right now. What is Bile doing? Oh, sorry, not Bile. Spleen. I'm gonna do that.
It's gonna get confusing
all the time.
I'm gonna do it a lot.
Spleen is standing as tall as they can, and they've okay. All right, children, it's time for the grand masquerade. But let me make sure that you all are. I got inspect all your costumes and make sure that they are official. Okay, this is and little wet splats of their feet. They go to each kid, and they notice the one in the like shining knight costume.
Mm-hmm.
I say, oh, okay, and oh, he's got a little and with their little fleshy flaps, they kind of start soaking the costume a little because they're always like just a little moist, just right to the point where it'll just about fall apart. And then be like, okay, you're all looking great. Okay. And kind of tries to find like a little chair to stand up on. All right. Parade before me, children. And I shall judge your worthiness. All right, come on. Come on, everybody. Keep on. And trying to clap, but they don't have no rhythm. So
I'll totally play a penny whistle.
Dance for us.
What stat are you using right now?
Spleen is trying to use fire to wreck the costume and hopefully
Hmm.
cause this very arrogant young child to lose it completely.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah.
Try winning without a costume.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so
But I have to roll a dice because I also have water.
water. Okay, cool. That's what I was checking. Yeah, so go ahead and roll your die.
Okay, crap. It's odd. Can I figure out how this changes from wreck to move?
Yes.
Okay. So it doesn't. Spleen's vision was that it would just, as she like reached the part where everyone's watching, this child's costume would just like melt away in embarrassment. Instead, Spleen softened it just enough that it's just kind of nudged off a little, like it's just askew.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I think Spleen would be like, I don't know. Your costume seems to be askew. I do not know if we can accept this. You might be disqualified, and I'm officially Demetrius.
Oh no. This little girl who was so self-assured, you immediately like, which is like, I feel like any kid who like puts a lot of effort in their costume and is like really sure that it's good, if anything goes wrong, is already like seconds from having a mental breakdown. And so I think this is like
Train madness.
I think this is like
It's spring.
this is this child's like specific worst case scenario of like something very minute is wrong with your costume and you are now disqualified. And so it's not, she's old enough and like kind of put together enough that she doesn't just immediately burst into tears, but there is like the little bit of like very like she gets very stiff and like kind of is looking around. The other kids are like, oh, like what are we gonna like do? Like what's gonna happen? And just like starts to cry a little bit. Just a little bit of crying. And immediately like her friends are like yelling at Spleen. Like
She's like, I'm Demetrius. I am the wizard. She's
Demetrius
staring up at all these kids.
Yeah.
Demetrius no.
sucks.
Yes, I delight in children's pain. Give me all your gold stars. You do not deserve them anymore. I am Demetrius.
This is incredible. Okay, so I
Just
think
ranting and raving on top of this chair still.
Demetrius is going to use one of his spells that he can only use once per day to negate the disaster effect of what you just did, because you specifically in this scene it's supposed to be like he is supposed to keep it together for the kids, and you're saying like all of this stuff, and so he like comes from like wherever he was, like kind of off screen, and pulls out his wand and shouts a command in, Latin or whatever, and is going to use the spell Imprison. He is going to immediately, this like little magic cage kind of goes around Spleen. It pushes you back to like your normal size. And he says, "Begone, foul beast! I am the true Demetrius, and your costume looks incredible, young lady," and gives her like a little like gold star.
Coach!
He's glaring at you, like he looks to the side and like is giving you a death glare.
Spleen tries to repeat everything that Demetrius does. Still by Demetrius. You're the worst. I imprison you.
He picks up the box you're in and is like, "We'll talk about this later, Spleen."
Okay, Spleen, we will talk about this later.
He's sets you down, like, I think back in the kitchen. So you're not, like, out of the scene. The spell doesn't, you know, imprison you forever. But it does just show the kids that, like, that was not the real Demetrius who was saying that.
Oh,
I'm the real Demetrius. I'm in prison.
While he's distracted, can I do something?
Yeah.
While he's carrying Spleen away, ish. I think that Bile is like, I see an opportunity, and is like, I am going to change about where the candy is in this bowl, so that all the good stuff is on top. Now that Demetrius is not paying attention, and I want to use my sneak around.
Yes.
To do that. And then I'm just going to say, open season, children.
Perfect. The child blows the train horn very loudly and is rushing towards the bowl.
It is on!
Very good. Okay, so your sneaking is dark.
Dark.
So you'll have to roll, right? Do you have light?
I do not. I don't have light.
Perfect. Then you don't have to roll. So you get 4 automatically. I'm going to say Demetrius doesn't do anything to negate this because he's not around for this. So 4 will go towards your disaster, which I think brings you to 11.
Tucks away a little bit of candy for themselves.
For later, yeah.
You see like a shadow just sort of opens and envelops a candy bar.
Perfect. Cool. What is Blue doing?
As Blue is also holding the bowl of candy, they just go, okay, now hear me out, to like whoever's hand is in the bowl. We could play a little game. What if we hid all of the candy around the perimeter and everyone else can re-find the candy? A way to share it. Wouldn't that be a great idea?
It's definitely this kid in the bumblebee costume. And she's a little bit younger, I think. She's probably like maybe like 5 or 6. And is like, so is like almost, maybe you're just a little bit shorter than she is probably, or if not the same height. 5 or 6, you're a little bit shorter than her. And she starts like taking some of the candy and like putting it in the hollow, like whatever inside her costume. Yeah. And just starts like smushing it down.
That kid is gonna be so covered in chocolate later, like just all over their body.
Yeah, it's gonna be very melted. And it's just like not really like doing the thing where kids are just like not really talking to you, but just interacting with what you're saying. So starts like kind of taking candy, putting some in her costume, like kind of taking some around and like places where they're not very well hidden.
But they're not in the bowl.
Yeah. They're like, she like has like, there's like a green Jolly Rancher and she just like drops it in like the grass. Like they're not super well hidden. And what, are you using your light ability for this?
I am using light.
Perfect. So that's but you do have to roll for light, correct?
And it is a 2 again.
Perfect.
I do have a question. Now that I am dazzling, when you use your move to attract attention to yourself, an ally can treat their stat as 1 higher.
Yeah, you can do that.
So, buddies now have a way. You guys get a little bit more.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah, or Happy every holiday that is coming up. Spooky Ween.
Yeah, Halloween. Halloween is the most pertinent, I would say. Happy Halloween. Perfect. Yeah, this kid starts going around and delivering the candy. So that now you are up to, I believe, 15 out of 27 for your disaster goal for this scene. Who has something else they want to do?
I do want to point out that because the treats have been both hidden and compromised, I think Demetrius, next time he eats, gains at least 4 less energy.
Yes, that's right. So for the benefit of people watching, for each of these scenes, there are opportunities, which we've referenced a couple of times, like the thing with like the kids helping out is an opportunity. And after the kids are gone, Demetrius eats the leftover treats. If the treats are hidden or compromised, next time Demetrius eats, he gains 4 less energy. So that definitely will happen. Thank you for reminding me of that. Let me actually
and I don't know if that I want it to count twice, but I don't know if it does. Maybe it only counts the first time.
I think it just counts once because it doesn't say each player; it just says like the treats overall.
Sad face.
But still pretty good because for the rest of his rolls he only gets d6s, so he won't have as much. I think at this point he's left Spleen and is coming, back out and I think is maybe like talking to one of the teachers or something like that, and is kind of like saying like, yes, so I have a lot of important studies that I need to be doing today. And so if you could just, I love to see the children having fun, but maybe just keep them from destroying anything or going into my study or anything like that. The teacher is like looking around, like very frazzled, like trying to keep track of these kids. And what do you guys want to do?
Spleen has an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Spleen would like to try to catch the eye of the now I guess drooping knight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And does a little like.
So Spleen, I'll ask you this: Are you in the house looking out the window, beckoning the child, or have you made your way back outside from having escaped your imprisonment?
I mean, if Spleen could escape, then yeah, absolutely. all the time within prison.
Yeah, you can absolutely escape. I just didn't know if you were trying to get the kids to come into the kitchen or you were getting back out.
In and out. Yeah.
Mm.
Right, come here. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So, I can't believe that Demetrius disqualified you. So that was Demetrius. So, you know what? And Spleen, like, just as far as they can reach their little, like, nub. So, and tries to reach the shoulder. You don't deserve that. I think that you probably, I think if you look into yourself, you're worth more. And maybe, like, you should take this up with Demetrius. Maybe bring the other kids. Because, like, you're the best. I can tell from here. Me, Spleen. Not the judge, because that was Demetrius. So I think that you're amazing, and that costume's so good, and you should, like, demand justice.
She narrows her eyes a little bit as she looks at you and says, "You're wearing the same stuff that Demetrius was wearing before."
Yeah, I dressed up as him to make fun of him. I'm Demetrius. I have bad taste in costumes.
Good. I love it. What stat are you using for this?
They're trying to use fire to comfort someone into like, trying to, like, heal her, sense of self.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little too much.
Yeah, kind of up and down with you. You're hot and then you're cold. First you're trying to bring her down, and then trying to build her back up.
Well, no, that was that Demetrius guy.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I gotta roll
totally
the dice
forgot.
I got water too.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how this goes. Okay, cool. Even. So that works. Plus, this is the first time that Spleen's used a kid.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So that would be.
Oh, so we didn't use it for last time. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be 5. And I'm trying to think. You could also, if you wanted to, you could add +1 from Blue, having used Dazzle. You could treat a stat as 1 higher.
Yes.
Okay, so that would bring it up to 6. So you would be at 21. Demetrius isn't going to use a spell, but he is going to use another thing that he can do, which is he has a command word. And I'm trying to think of exactly what he's going to say.
You get all the command words.
Good job, Spleen.
Yeah. The command word ability that Demetrius has is if Demetrius tells a character what to do, they have to do it. They're magically ensorcelled. The players are in control of how their characters interpret his orders, and he can only give one order per scene to one character. So he is using this ability for the scene, and it doesn't cancel out what you just did. It's just an attempt to try to wrangle some control back into the situation. And I think what he says, who is he gonna do this to? I was gonna say Spleen, but I actually think it might be better if he does it if he says it to Blue. Because you've been like kind of interacting with the kids and like, trying to get them to do what you want. So he kind of calls you over, Blue, and says, I need you to do some PR work for me. These kids are not enjoying what these kids do not like me.
So, clarification. You want me to do marketing work for children that do not have social media yet, because most of the guidelines say
I don't want you to explain it all to me. I just want you to take care of it, okay, Blue?
Happily. And then she does a little curtsy and then walks away and kicks up dirt behind her as she's walking away.
Perfect. So yeah, you can interpret that as you will. You don't have to use your action to do that. It's just kind of more of a narrative thing.
They just write a sign that just says, "Everyone have a good time," and like puts it up. And just like puts it like as like decoration and continually like makes the sign, like just keeps putting him down.
You heard them. Enjoy yourselves.
And like little smiley faces, and then has the like signature hat of the wizard on it, and it just says like on the bottom, "Brought to you by the wizard."
Good. I love that. That is perfect. Perfect PR. Okay, I've lost track of how many moves you each have done, so I hope that you know that you each
I need
know.
one more.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we each get one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Don't you have two more? Doesn't?
Me?
Yeah.
No, because I did my first move was the train madness.
And then
my second move was
moving the candy.
The candy around.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, you're only 6 points away from ruining your first event of the day. So it's going pretty good.
Brilliant. What's the mood of the children right now?
Very, very rowdy. Definitely. There's still a strong contingent of kids who are just yelling, "I hate the wizard Demetrius!" And some kids who are looking at the signs that Blue has made, but they can't really read yet. Some kids who are upset that they have spleen juice all over their costumes.
Always for free. You're welcome.
So it's pretty rowdy and malcontent, I would say.
Okay, I think what Bile will do, and is definitely helping by doing this, is going to fly upwards with Blue's sign that Blue's created and genuinely shout at these children, "Have fun! Enjoy yourself!" And is like the sign is going to burst into like little flames on the sides. And you see Bile's eyes like flash and like they become terrifying in that moment. And I imagine that the children will start to cry, at least some of them.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Brought to you by Demetrius, your Lord and Master.
Oh my god.
So that's wind. That's flying somewhere.
Oh, right. Yes. And you don't have Earth, so you don't have to roll for it.
I do have Earth, so I do have to roll.
I should stop trying to
I have
guess.
Earth too. I think it's because we switched some of my stats.
We did some switch.
You're being generous. It's just because I can't keep a thought in my little head.
So that's a 4.
Cool. So you still get to do it.
I did what I wanted to do with the thing I wanted to do it with. Does that an extra one for
from Blue's thing?
Dazzling?
It just says N. It just says N ally, so I don't think it's both of you.
Okay, yeah.
Now I have a question. Would the sign that I made count as me dazzling?
I don't think so, because you didn't use your action to do it. If you want that to have been your action, then I would say yes. But since you did it kind of for free, I have to put my foot down.
My last play is, is this counting as leading people astray?
I think
so. Devil's advocate
with your little horn
for myself. I feel that this is leading them astray in that it is yelling at them to have a good time.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. I will say yes, it counts, but only because I'm about to do something a little mean.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So I am going to use another spell. So using one of these powerful magics counteracts the amount of points that you do for this. And I think what he's going to do. I think he's going to use the spell.
Can't imprison me.
He can't imprison you. But he is going to use the spell Summon Wind. And as you are flying above and like holding this sign and yelling, he just like kind of like, I think just like blows up into the air, and this powerful wind catches the sign as a sail, and just before you can even do all your yelling that you want to do, are just blown blown off into the sky.
Total ass over tea kettle, just spiraling.
Yeah.
On fire. Just like a meteor.
Yeah, like
wearing.
Yeah, I've been watching One Piece, and that's like how every like boss fight ends in One Piece is Luffy just punches someone and they go spinning into space. So that's what happens, unfortunately.
That's all right. I tried. It's up to you.
I know. How many points are we at?
You are only 6 away. Okay. You are at 21 out of 27.
I think we only have one move left.
Each of you, yeah, Blue and
both of us.
Blue and Spleen.
Blue and Spleen.
Okay.
Yes.
Spleen has an idea. Says Demetrius is. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, no. This is Blue coming in because there's another opportunity that we have, which is their costumes. If the party leaves the tower as part of their scheme, we can maybe entangle this with what's happening, because one of our party members has already left the tower.
God!
Okay.
So you do what you want to do. That was just Blue just goes, we could escape. We could.
I have an idea, and Spleen's not a big thinker. So Spleen looks for the smallest child.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the caboose.
I was gonna say the caboose. Yeah.
Yeah. And says, "Hey, have you ever driven a wizard's wagon and picks up the kid, moves something, and would run outside with it and put them him, I believe we decided
him.
on the I'm assuming like the wizard has like a cool wagon. There actually
sure.
could be a car. Either way, in the driver's seat."
Sorry. Have you ever driven a wizard wagon and then take this kid and put him in the front seat of like a sports car? It has to be like a super nice car.
Yeah. And I feel like Spleen for a second almost gives the keys. And then it has just one moment of, and instead gives the most like melty chocolate.
Oh no.
Okay, so you got to get full of energy. Okay, so just go wild. Go wild. And that will power the car. And if it doesn't, you gotta try harder. Like, get it everywhere. Like, you gotta get full energy. And just start screaming if it doesn't work. Also, I'm Demetrius, if anyone asks. And I gave you permission.
This kid is just eating the chocolate and just getting it all over his hands. And then puts his hands up on the steering wheel and is just getting chocolate.
Yeah.
Like,
you feel that? That's suede. I spend money on it.
This little kid turns and does one of those like open mouth cough followed by a sneeze that little kids do right on the window.
And puts their hand on it, trying to get the kid to match it on the glass.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, which stat is move something? Is that earth?
Move is water.
Water. Okay, cool.
So I gotta roll because of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how spleen lives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so good news, bad news. That's an odd, but fire is wreck something. Also, fire is 4 and water is 3. So spleen has accidentally done better.
What was fire the stat that you increased by 1?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it would be because that's like the highest one. So
yeah, I'm trying to figure out. An ally can treat their stat as 1 higher. It doesn't say. I'm gonna say for the scene, an ally can treat their stat as 1 higher. I don't think for like the whole game because that's like that's a lot. So I'll say you can still treat it as 1 higher.
Oh, yes.
So that would be.
I have an explanation for this.
Yes,
Spleen has their little phone and they take a photo and they send it to Demetrius.
Oh no!
No.
Just with a smiley photo, smiley face, thumbs up. This is for you, Coach.
Oh, Demetrius, what a bad day for him. He looks down at his phone. Oh, also, did you get a bonus for leaving the tower?
All of us, I think all of us have to leave. I'm about to
Oh,
go.
okay.
Don't worry. I got my way out of here. Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
If he gets 4 less energy, like that's what it affects.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the next time
We're tiring him out.
We're tiring him out.
He's getting real tired. So he like looks down at his phone and sees this text of the picture and just Blue, you're the only one close enough to him to see like his reaction, and you could just like steam coming out of his ears. Like he looks so upset and so angry, and he's but has to keep it together so that the kids don't see him like blowing up and like getting mad. And so it's just like gritting his teeth, and looks over to you, Blue, and says, "Let's get the rest of this candy passed out and get these children out of here." Which is not a command. He already did his command.
It's just a conversation with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally understand. And he is sitting like Blue is like sitting on like the counter next to the bowl of candy that just has like the nasty stuff now at the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like kicking her legs, and it's just kind of like, oh, I hear you. Oh, you want me to do that now? Sorry. You're like, nah. I can go do that. And then like she hops off.
I want you to do it now.
And then does again the little curtsy and then the kick of dust behind her, and walks over to like the knight again and just goes, and she's like, permission to help fix the costume.
Yeah.
And like Blue starts like fixing it as they are talking, just goes like, this party kind of blows. Do you just want to get out of here? Like I can help, like we could just leave.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, this wizard kind of sucks. Like, I remember, like, last year was way more fun. And, like, the candy's not even good.
Yeah, well, normally, like, we run the party, but this year, the wizard wanted to run it himself and just let us run around instead of, like, I'm normally the party planner, and I know. Last year, Jumpies, like, the jump house, thank you. I was really proud of that. Little racetrack, and like continues to like sew the costume back together. with this conversation.
Yeah.
Smiley faces. It's a little mani-pedi situation that's happening right now. Like, girls are like having their little makeup moment and ready to like blow this popsicle stand.
Perfect. So fix. It sounds like you're doing fix something.
I am.
Which is Earth.
And I do not have
a paradox. Okay, cool.
Yes.
What is your ranking for Earth?
It is a 3.
Perfect. I am. I'm going to have Demetrius expend 2. I'm not gonna be so mean. I'm gonna have him expend. You only needed 1 point. So I'm gonna have him expend 2 energy to basically be running around trying to get the kids on the bus. And I think maybe if this would be a good time for you to escape if you would like. Because he's like getting the other kids on the bus, like the train kid. I think he and the teacher are like trying to like almost like sheepdog herd the train kid onto the bus.
Yeah, and you do see like Blue also just like at the like front of the bus going, "Thank you for your time. Have a lovely day. Oh my goodness, that costume is amazing. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Perfect.
I know this dress is great."
Come again next year, kids. I'm Demetrius.
Come again next year. Thank you so much.
I'm just punctuating everything with "I'm Demetrius."
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. So yeah, so you hit your disaster goal, which was 27 for this scene. So you just squeaked by and did it. And did Blue escape?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
She's sitting right next to the knight.
Perfect. Just right away. Cool. Okay, so let me see what happens after. Okay, so the things we did for the opportunities, you each used kids to help you. Oh, Demetrius won't notice and can't spend energy to stop it. Okay, cool. So you did that. I think we have a scene of Demetrius just kind of like sullenly at lunch, like peeling open the like bit of honeys or like the candies that like aren't very good that are left because you hid and gave away so many of them. So I'll roll for his energy because after the village children visit, that's lunchtime. But he gets -4 to this, and it's only D6s. So
no joy from the bad candy, only sad.
So he only gets 7 energy back. He rolled 11, -4. So let me do that. So he's at 17 is his current energy.
We're tiring.
You're really tiring him out. But the next item on the agenda is his date. So we're jumping forward in time a little bit. I think like narratively we kind of want this to be happening like during dinner, even though technically he'll make the dinner roll after the scene. Yeah, I think so I'll set the scene a little bit as far as what the date is like, who the date is with. My mom is in chat and is a Bit of Honey fan. Is a Bit of Honey
there's gonna be somebody who's like, this is slander.
It's my mom. Listen, Bit of Honeys are fine, but like, you know, if you've got a full-size Snickers or Reese's pumpkins, you know, you're gonna take that over a Bit of Honey. Okay, so he's used some spells. He's got a little bit of energy back. Let me scroll to where the hell I am in my notes. Okay, so I think it makes sense to cut back in basically as the date is like ongoing. The three of you are supposed to be like acting as like servers and like entertainment and that kind of thing for this date, because you are like the staff of the house essentially. His date is this witch who is in her late 30s. She's like a little bit younger than Demetrius, but not like a ton younger. And she has red hair. She's wearing like a little black dress and a little black witch's hat. She's like super hot. And also has a little cat familiar with her. And is sitting at the dinner that Demetrius has set up. I'm also assuming that, and this could come up, that you all are probably, like, this is a multi-course thing where you're preparing the meals and bringing them out, or preparing the courses and bringing them out. So she's sitting with Demetrius. He's got like the mood lighting going. He's got, you know, this little table for the two of them and like a little crystal ball in the center that's like kind of decorative. He's wearing like his nicest like wizardly attire. His beard is oiled. He's really, you know, he's really trying to impress this woman. So your disaster goal for this scene is, I believe, 19. So it's not as high as the previous. But you also have, I believe, just 2 moves per person. So it'll be a shorter scene. Let me check. Yes, you'll each have 2 actions. So at the start of the dinner, what are you all doing as Demetrius is chit-chatting with this woman?
Hey, everybody. This is gonna seem weird, but I have to try to get slapped. It's important for our plan. So if you see me about to get slapped, allow the slap to happen. Don't worry about it.
You do see Blue just like raise their hand real quick. I was thinking about doing like a little play about how magnificent the wizard is and then forget all of my lines, and I could slap you in that if you wanted to do like a tag team in that.
Oh
If you
yeah, we
wanted
can do.
to
I was
do that,
gonna try to
like-
get slapped by the witch, but I'll take a slap. Any slap counts because
I'm
I'm
not-
part Demetrius. If I get hurt, he loses energy.
Oh.
He gets all bummed and sad, like because he can't stop that connection. Because I'm a part of him. Mm.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Yeah. Wait.
Maybe
wait,
you're
my
thinking
eye
for
flaps.
better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I stare you in the eye.
Blue does the
Do that.
same thing with their hands, just like yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I forget not everyone has to lift their flaps.
We could do it. Do you want us to do it in solid? Like I don't really
no,
have
that's okay.
eyelids. I just
that-
my eyes are just open.
I've just got glowing
and-
holes.
Enjoy your lids and holes. It's an amazing thing.
I shall.
Ah. Wait, did Vile wink at me?
Maybe.
Ah! Wink.
I think
Oh my
Bile
gosh.
has decided that this is the opportunity to learn about molecular gastronomy.
Good.
And so Bile has definitely gone extra steps in making this multi-course meal. There's definitely a lot of like small plates
Mhm.
and like foams of various flavors. But I think that Demetrius like approved the menu and Bile conveniently forgot or like changed the flavor profiles of some things. So like there's like an amuse-bouche that has like a strawberry sorbet with like a cucumber foam, but Bile made it into like a fishy foam or something instead. So like the flavor profiles are just off. They're very confusing and not in the correct order. And I think that I think this would be is it tricking? I guess it's wrecking something. I think this is just a
Yeah.
fire roll. It's just
Yeah.
straight up destroying some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Spleen donated some of their cold will never be warm Hot Pockets.
Oh, yes.
Here, they'll never taste the kiss of fire, the microfire. Please use them how you see fit. I miss you. I wish you were in my tummy. Am I a tummy?
I'm gonna scoop them out and like use them as a serving platter for something else.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the respect they deserve.
It's definitely it's bad. All of it's bad.
Good.
But Bile has like conjured a little like white bow tie that's just sort of floating weirdly in like, and it's like shifting around a little bit in and is going to be presenting these items like, and for your first course here is this thing, and like has some sort of haiku that they've composed. So like it doesn't describe what the thing actually is. It's just some sort of very artsy sounding pretentious haiku, like strawberries in winter or whatever, you know, like just very much that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And my hope there is that since this date hasn't met us, I can treat my stat as one higher by trying to trick them into eating this food in the first place.
Yeah, I think definitely that. And then also, so we're technically, it says Demetrius conjured a meal for this. I like what we've got going, like more than the idea that he conjured the meal. But it does say you guys can mess with it. The first time someone messes with the food, add 2 to the disaster. So it's not each time one of you does it, but the first time someone does, I think that counts. So we've got 2 just from that. And then Bile, you were using fire for this, right?
Yes, which is just 1.
Which is just 1, but you don't have to roll anything.
I don't have to roll.
And I think this is early enough that Demetrius is not going to be using energy to try to negate this. So we are at 4 out of 18.
My plan is that I don't think he could until he's eaten it. And by then it's too late.
Yeah.
We totally learned our lesson this morning. We are on our best behavior.
We've gotten clever. Oh, yeah. We're on our best behavior. That's what I meant.
We're at our best behavior.
I tightened my tie. Business.
Here you go.
While the first course is coming out, I just look at Spleen and I go, should we do the performance? Do we want to? Or do you want to wait? Or do you want her to slap you? Do you want to scare her? Do you want to scare her? And then we could start the performance after that? We could do that too. Or we go out together.
I'm going to do something very messy during the performance.
Oh.
I can't wait.
So if you want to start it, I'll finish it.
Yes.
I'm here for the drama.
You see, like little click clacks of like the shoes coming out, and then just a welcome one and all. My name is Blue. Really nice to meet all of you. I'm here to give the performance that. This was a script that was given to me a little bit ago by Demetrius. Thank you so much for this script. And I'm going to try my best to give you the best show ever with this amazing script that I was given. So sit back, relax, enjoy your first course, second course, whatever course we're on as we go into the mind of Demetrius. Take center stage.
Terrifying.
And like hopefully they have the understanding of the inner workings of the lighting system that is happening right now, which is just like a bunch of candles with like it's going, and she just let us begin. And she messes up the words, but like in the most elegant way possible, making him look bad the entire time.
Good. Very good. I'm assuming this is your light. And you get to treat your stat as 1 higher. I feel like it's not specifically the tricking move, but you are being a little tricky. You're trying to trick her.
Well, I am giving a performance that I was given, and I was told that it was a good script when it's not a good script. So technically I am tricking her. because I said that it was a good script when it wasn't.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so that would be oh, but you do need to roll when you're using light because you have dark as your as another one of your stats. 2.
I love this dice.
Nothing but 2s.
Damn right.
I'm really happy about this. I have so many decisions.
So that
Blue's
would
just
be
good. Blue's just good at this.
4, 5. Is it just +1? I feel like there's something else I said though, something, but I think it's just +1. Yes. So you're giving this performance and kind of like trying to make Demetrius look bad. He's going to give a very stiff smile to you, Blue, and just kind of like, you know, try to put on a good performance, and then is going to turn to his date and really just turn on the charm and use the spell Charm. Which I think it's a spell that he can use on himself to make himself appear more charming. And so her date ends up the date's attention ends up being more on him than on your performance. As he's just like making conversation. They start talking about, he's like, you know, you're trying to give this performance, and then he just kind of starts talking to her as he realizes what you're like doing and is like, so tell me more about these supplements that you make. And she's like, oh yes, well, I have magic dust that I use, and I put a little bit of it into my potions and supplements, and you know, it really just helps with like, you know, all kinds of different things. She starts like taking out little goop style like,
oh no, she's an MLM.
Oh god.
Oh no.
What did it? You hear a little
verb each
coughing
other
from below.
She looks down.
There's a second part of the performance. What's it? Hey, I'm too short. Hey, Toots. Hey, Toots, give me up on the table. Come on. Come on.
Are you trying for her to injure you now by you calling her toots, or is that something to come?
Well, this is all part of a thing.
Okay, she looks down and like, actually, I think she like does the little bewitched thing where she wiggles her nose and like you feel yourself magically like she doesn't want to put her hands on you, but you're magically set onto the table.
Okay. Thank you. Bow. There's a second part of the performance. This is I will be playing the role of Demetrius, as you can tell. I'm Demetrius. Hey, babe, I'm the best. I'm better than all the rest. Your supplements, they're kind of cool, but they kind of make me drool. But you got the curves I love to look at. So why don't we get together and you can lose the cat?
Oh no!
And while they're doing this, they knock over the wine right onto her lap, and then trying not to play their hand too hard, make sure they have a cheek available. I'm Demetrius, babe. A wink and well, I guess finger nubs.
Okay, so first of all, what stat are you using?
What's happening?
Okay, Spleen doesn't know. There's a lot, but don't worry about it. Okay. Oh hell yeah, even. This is all wrecking.
Very good. Okay. So you said you're doing fire?
Yeah, I'm wrecking a thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is 4. I think you are kind of trying to trick her. So I think that we'll add +1 to this. And she is going to, you like go like this with your cheek for like a kiss, and she is going to just like flick you with her very pointy nail to like flick you off the table like a booger.
just a spin, wet splat, and then falls down the wall.
Yeah.
Now this is lovely because when Spleen gets hurt, Demetrius loses 2 energy.
Perfect. So Demetrius is going to lose 2 energy from that. He's going to, so we said that was 5. He's also going to spend, I think, okay, hang on. I said he lost 2. Let me do that first. And I think he's gonna he's gonna spend 3 points of energy to counteract some of what you just did, to very quickly like mop up the table and like and say like, I'm so sorry, that was not authorized. He really doesn't know what he's doing. And then he's going to turn to Spleen and is going to use his command and say, keep it together. But you do use 2 energy towards ruining this date, so you're at 6 out of 18.
Tiny little fingers.
Good, very good. I think the cat hisses at you.
I'm Demetrius.
Perfect. I think that's a good place for us to take our halfway break. We're halfway through the day. We're about halfway through the stream. So we are going to go on a little break for 10 or 15 minutes. Let me do this really quick. While we are on our break, you can see some more information about my guests for this evening. And there's also a good time to go get a drink, get a snack, use the restroom, whatever you need to do while we're on break. So we'll see you all in about 15 minutes. Bye. Felicitations, adventurers. Welcome to the second half of our one-shot of Underfoot, where we just have some real gremlin energy today, all of us, which is exactly what I wanted. So far, our little treasure imp and homunculus have put a lot of effort into ruining the day of their boss, the wizard Demetrius. Some kids from the local school came by this morning and just kind of decided they hated Demetrius. There was some impersonation going on. There was some sticky chocolate mess. Demetrius didn't get to have his little extra candy for his lunch, so he's a little bit grumpy. But now he's on a date with a witch who sells supplements. And you all are trying to ruin it. We had a performance that for the first part she was distracted. The day was distracted. The second part, she flicked Spleen across the room. And we are coming right back in the middle of that date. So does anyone have a move that they know they want to do?
Let's see here. Or like, oh crap, what do we do now? Where are we in like math wise?
Oh yes. So you have to get
the numbers.
Yeah,
what are the numbers?
You're at 6 out of 18 to ruin this scene. So you have 6 disaster points. You need 18. You each have 1 move left. And I will say, Demetrius does have a good amount of energy and a good amount of spells left, and I was told on the break that it was okay if I went a little harder. So we'll see. We'll see how this date goes.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. No, you go.
Oh no, I want to see the imp in action.
All right. So I imagine at some point during this meal, this lady witch will need to powder her nose, as one often does. I think that the imp will saunter off after her during this and try to offer some advice. Well, yeah, I think so. Demetrius is the kind of guy who I think wants to feel like he's the alpha, to use that horrible term. And I think that the imp is going to be like, he really is like, he's shy. He won't like do anything unless you really push. So like you should get all aggressive at him and like he really likes it when people cut his food for him. That's the thing that makes him feel very taken care of. You know, I can see that you guys are really into each other, and like he seems really interested in your supplements. You should definitely sign him up for that. Make sure that he gets text messages multiple times a day. He loves that. And also, you know, it's election season. Sign him up for both sides so that everyone's contacting him and he could be as informed as possible. You should do that now. He'll be so excited to find out that you've done that for him. That's going to make him feel really cared for. Good luck out there. You're doing great.
Yeah, she's
and
like
it's just gonna like finger guns
taking some of her own supplements. Perfect. Okay, so you are using Dark for this?
Yes.
And you're using Wicked Advisor.
This is me going hard. I am very purposely doing this when Demetrius is not around.
Yeah.
Also Dark is one higher.
And Dark is one higher.
And Dark is one higher
of the scene, yeah.
And also, well, is that the leading someone astray?
Yes. So you're leading someone astray, but also the date scene. There's mood lighting, gross, but it does mean anyone using Dark can treat their stat as one higher, and it stacks with date tricking. So this is actually kind of a huge move because you're tricking the date. You're using Wicked Advisor, you're using Dark, which is 4, and then you're getting +1 because of the date, right? 7.
I thought it was 6, but I'll take 7.
I think it's 7.
This is Vile's time to shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you don't even have. Really... you don't even have. You don't have light.
Anything about this?
Damn. All right. So okay, so she's going back and is really like aggressively like talking more about her supplements, and I think to avoid me talking to myself in character, previously in the date he had expressed interest in the supplements more from the perspective of like she's a business owner and like he could get like, you know, he could get involved with that as like another business owner. Once she starts getting into like she's trying to sell him them or get him to be like downline basically as like an MLM, he's not really as keen on that. So that's gonna bring the date to we're at 6, so it's gonna be 13, right? Math. 13 out of 18 for how this date is going, which is not.
And I'm gonna wink at her, but it's really creepy because one glowing eye just vanishes and then reappears. It doesn't like blink. It just sort of like.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's not okay what's happening.
it's very unsettling. I think her cat hisses at you as well. Like when you do this thing.
I blow the cat a kiss.
Perfect. And oh shoot, there was something I was gonna say and I have immediately ran it. The other thing is before the break, Demetrius used his command for the scene to tell Spleen to keep it together. So whatever Spleen thinks that means, good for you. I think that just leaves Spleen and Blue with moves left this scene, but you only have a few points that you have to hit. 5 points.
Spleen does have an idea with keep it together. Spleen's like, you're yes, okay, because I'm a part of you. And kind of crawls up Demetrius's like robe and kind of curls into a Spleen position. And if possible, Spleen would love to snag one of those supplements and just down it. And then give themselves a little shake. What I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to wreck Spleen.
Oh no, poor Spleen. Okay. What? So you're using fire then? I'm assuming. All right.
Yeah.
So first roll to see if you end up using water instead.
And they're just repeating, keep it together, keep it together. Oh hell yeah! There we go. Even.
Perfect. So as soon as you are climbing up to Demetrius, he's like in the middle of talking and is like kind of just trying to push you away, but you kind of like get up like inside his robe, like kind of up next to him. Are you in his clothes? Like, are you like skin to skin with him, or what's the?
I think Spleen is in the role, but maybe hasn't made it all the way into like the suit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, he is on a date. So I don't want to be inappropriate.
Yeah. Everything you've done so far has been appropriate. Coach. Yeah.
I'm giving support.
So that would be 4 for fire. And then he would lose energy for you taking all these supplements. He is going to use one of his spells. And is going to, as soon as you start taking the supplements, is just going to very subtly cast summon water to just kind of flush your system.
I'm already moist.
No, he's gonna look like he just wet himself. Just pointing that out.
Yeah.
I don't have a sphincter. It just goes through.
Like talking to this witch, and he's like, "I'm so sorry. Today's been a weird day." It's like,
Dad, I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good, Dad.
I think the witch looks down at her cat and is like, "Oh, I know how it is. Familiars can be so temperamental. Mine gets hairballs." And they're like kind of commiserating over this. So unfortunately that negates your move that you were doing because you used a powerful spell, which he doesn't have too many more of.
I'm good at using up spells. Plus, he's slightly moist. It doesn't cause any negative thing, but he just doesn't like it.
Yeah, he's not in a good mood right now. Janine, what is Blue doing for his last move?
Every day ends with something like sweet and great, and I think Blue was like, "Oh, I'll make a flower arrangement for you to give to your date at the end." Where did it go? Oh my goodness. I think it might have been hidden somewhere. I had it. It was right there next to the exit. I think it might be in a bush outside. Isn't that where flowers go?
I can't tell if this is your inner monologue or you're just standing next to Demetrius saying all of
out
this.
loud.
Yeah.
It's both. It's just Blue standing there giving like the cutest little eyes. As like the little like, you know, when like there's the moment when the screen cuts into like the mind of whoever's that's what's happening. You are seeing Blue run out of this room, yeet the flowers outside, and run right back in.
Perfect. So what stat are you using for this?
It's Earth.
Okay.
I don't know if I get anything added to this in any way. I get a +3. It's a 3.
It's a 3?
Yeah.
I don't think it applies to, because you're not using dark, so it doesn't apply to that.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're really trying to trick the date. It sounds like you're just throwing something away that they didn't know they were gonna get.
Well, would it be when Demetrius know that was happening? So he's like talking up these flowers, and
okay. This isn't clarification because I thought when you started talking, it's not like you just came up and said, I was thinking of doing a bouquet just like the spur of the moment. So if this is something,
I feel like that was like a thing that they talked about because he's like, you got advice? And I go, I do have this. You can do this to make it really cute. And in brain is like, I know how to fuck this up very well.
Okay, so you have thrown this bouquet out the door and are trying to basically trick this witch into I'm still not 100% sure what. This description is not reflecting that badly on Demetrius because you're saying I lost it. I don't know what happened.
Well, there's just a little trail of flowers. Did you not see
Okay.
the trail of flowers from the dining room table to the outside door?
Are you trying to get her to go outside? What's happening? What's happening right now? Are you trying to get her to go outside? Are you trying to make her disappointed that she's not getting flowers?
Yes.
This is how human dates go. Every time I go on a date, there's the customary throwing flowers off the balcony, saying, I have these flowers for you. Go get them. And that's how you get them out of your house. I mean,
yeah, when you're ready for bed,
you
throw the bouquet out the window and they dive for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not trying to get her out of the house.
No.
Okay.
That's just where the flowers.
That's just where you threw them. Okay. So in that case, just to kind of make sense of what's happening, Demetrius is going to use one of his powerful spells of locate object. I don't know where these flowers are, and he's going to pull up his phone, and I think this locate object is like a spell on his phone that's like find my phone kind of thing. Yeah. And he like narrows in, like sees like this little bloop bloop that they're like in the bushes outside, shakes his head, looks at the witch, and it's just like, it's hard to find good help these days, and just like goes outside, gets the bouquet, brings it back in. So that is gonna negate what you were trying to do. Which means, unfortunately, you all are a little bit shy of wrecking the date. His date was just also kind of an unpleasant person, so it's a little bit hard.
Yeah, honestly, they deserve each other.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. I think it's more of a curse that she's in his life.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, don't take the supplement, okay? I'm pulling it together. And you just hear as the little distended bits of
just kind of sucking back in.
Yeah.
The worst part of the date going well is you do all see Demetrius making out with this woman outside of her car. So that's probably that's probably the worst part of it going well. So that means I get to roll for dinner. And I don't think he lost any energy potential with this one. No. Yeah, if
the energized.
Yeah, if the scene would have been wrecked, then he would have rolled fewer die at this meal, but he didn't, so he rolls 3d6 and doesn't roll that well. So it's only 9 energy that he gets back from this meal, which means that his energy is at 21 for the next scene, which is not, I was thinking it was the grand summoning, but it's not. We have one before that. So just
wasting those big spells. Queen is taking them, each one.
He only has 4 left.
Full force.
He only has 4 left. All
now
right.
This is where we unionize, guys.
Yeah.
The union is
are we
here.
gonna like? Is this us standing outside first, just talking?
Yeah. Yeah, we're like huddled around a coffee pot, just like, all right. So, what's our plan? What are we doing? We fought really hard for this 15-minute break.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to watch them kiss anymore. So if we could do like no more of that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Right. I don't know. I don't know if I can pull off being Demetrius anymore.
Oh,
People
no.
don't seem to buy it, and I don't know why. Titan's tie. I love it.
Honestly, I don't know why either. You look just like him.
Exactly
Is it the
like him.
glasses?
I mean, the difference is that you're more handsome.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to be honest. My self-esteem has taken a small ding today. So
I will
maybe
fight
we
them.
can destroy him and I could take over his life and his job and his position.
Yeah,
And
that's fine with me.
You know, that's fine. You seem like a better boss.
Yeah.
But do you want to make out with that witch?
Oh, we will break up.
Okay, good. As long as you have a plan for that.
Yeah, sorry, Toots. We broke up.
You know what? You should just text that. You know, next time you've got his phone.
Like this one?
And since we're not sure who, like, what her name actually is, just send it to everybody in his contact list.
He has biometric set, and I'm basically him. I'm part his thumb.
Yeah. So, like,
Put
send
your
it
face
that
on
to
the phone.
everyone in his contacts.
Okay. This is a free action. Don't worry. This won't count for anything. This is just for funsies.
The way you said "we will break up" was the cadence of like a campaign promise.
We will break up.
Yeah.
I think for us it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
While you're on your break, Demetrius has gone into his study and is working on this research that he's doing for Her Majesty the Queen. The Queen has personally asked Demetrius to look into something important. So he is in his, I said study, it's his library, researching his many tomes of knowledge. He has piles and piles of dirty old books on his table, and he's hurriedly taking notes, probably hoping to impress her. This scene is, you each have 2 moves, or 2 actions, and the disaster number for it is 21. So a little higher than the last scene, but not as high as the first scene.
Are we scheming? Should we scheme? What's our scheming?
You can scheme.
Okay. So
What are you all thinking?
I think we should try to get him to get up as often as possible. As often as possible. Like every move, if possible.
Okay.
Constantly.
Okay.
Because I think that is going to tire him out. So for the grand summoning, he's just like, it's going to really wear out his calves and his quads.
Yeah.
He skips leg day a lot. And I think if we can make him get up and sit down often, he's just going to be weak in the knees.
You
Yeah.
should move his books around a bit too.
Absolutely. Like if he has to get up to get a different
Get
book.
the books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
I think we switch some of the covers. You know, books have those like little folding paper covers. We switch them around. So they're filed according to the cover that's on the outside, but on the inside it's a different book.
Oh, okay. I have a great idea. I can also mess up his notes if I accidentally like step in the ink and then run around them while I'm like getting his distraction. You guys can do your thing.
Yeah, I like that.
I think
Maybe I'll
Demetrius.
spill some ink on him too.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
water and
Yeah.
ink and wine. Demetrius calls from wherever his library is in relation to you and says, "I believe your 15 minutes is up."
Fact.
Did you math correctly?
14 minutes.
Because it's actually 14:45 and we have 15 seconds.
And I believe that 15 seconds in the time that it took you to argue has been completed.
We wish to reclaim our
Hard to argue
time.
with that. Yeah, that's fair.
All right, we go.
Little
Yeah.
footsteps.
And I just do that weird winking thing at Blue.
And then Blue does the wink that, because again, there's no, it's the same thing. It just goes,
Puts their hand in
Because
front.
he can't close eyes.
I love all three of us winking at each other, but none of us wink. Really? Like, it's just, but that's our signal.
It's our little signal. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Blue comes in with like a cup of water, actually. Like we'll have a cup of water like ready and just goes, I apologize for taking so long, and like gets up on the table, and then like I'm assuming that this, even though we have technology, he's still using ink, like actual
Yeah,
fountain
he's
ink.
gotta have
So-
like a big feather pen
Yeah.
that he's using. Yeah.
On like the freshest paper, she's just like taking her time, like talking through like how she wants to help out, and it just keeps like pacing with the water in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like in it herself and totally forgets that she has the cup in her hand and does like spill it on him. But like in her performance, she's like, oh my god, and then goes, oh no, I forgot that I had to do that. So I don't know if that's distraction or destruction. The dazzling.
I feel like it's destruction. If you're like
Okay.
spilling water on his papers, that feels like destruction.
Okay, cool. Do I have destruction?
Oh yeah, do
I
you have
have-
fire?
I don't have fire. I
Okay.
have hide something or fix something. I have water, move something. I have moving something, moving water, and the ink. Moving water and ink.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yay!
Be moving water and ink.
Great.
What stat is that?
Water is
Move something.
move something. Oh my god, it's a 1. But I am destructing the notes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because that is the
Yeah,
thing for
previously
the scene.
taken notes.
And if I move, has he fallen for the water falling on him trick?
This is another trick where I'm not 100% sure what the trick of it all is.
I really enjoyed that Blue is like, I'm tricking you, but I don't really understand what tricking is.
Yeah,
That's just great. That feels very true.
This is a slight aside, but this reminds me of when I was in high school. One of my friends told me about how his brother for April Fool's Day pushed him out of a first-story window. So it was not a fall, and was just like April Fools, and I'm like, that's not April Fools. You can't just
That is
shove
not a hee hee ha ha
someone.
funny.
Yeah, like you just shove someone out a window or like across the room. I don't think that's April Fools. I think you're just shoving someone.
Here's the thing about Blue.
Mhm.
They're trying their best, and they've gotten into a really fun, chaotic crew, but they're all like sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops, so they don't really know how to do things
Yeah.
except distract people, and like hopefully it works.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, I am like this group of people, and we are unionized. I have friends that are cool and not shiny because they don't hurt my eyes with the amount of shine that they have.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I'm like the anti-shine.
Both of you are the
Swallow
one
shine.
Yeah.
One is like black, and the other one is just matte. And
Yeah.
yeah. Like, oh my god, my
Flush
eyes
matte.
can relax because I can't blink.
Yeah, I think you did mess with his notes, which makes the grand summoning difficulty go down by 2. And I don't think you tricked him.
No.
Which I don't know.
Oh, but if he got covered in water, he might
he
stand
might
up
get
and go,
up.
oh god.
Okay. That, yeah, I can get behind that.
I moved water.
Yeah.
With water.
You spill
Yeah.
water on him.
Water with
That is
water.
what people do. Human
Okay.
people.
So I'll say that. So that's one energy or one disaster point for Blue, I think.
Yes.
But you do get him to get up for the first time. So he
Yeah.
gets up and changes into different robes. And I think before he leaves, he is going to use a command, this time for Bile.
Me?
And is
And is it
going.
Bile?
is going to say, I think at this point he's going to be a little bit more careful about how he chooses his words because he knows that all of you are kind of out to get
Especially
him.
with Vile.
Yeah.
Because Vile has been summoned from a demon realm and therefore
Yeah.
takes things extremely literally.
Yeah.
Vile is part lawyer.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I think he's going to say, ooh.
Come on, challenge me.
He's going to say, make sure none of these books get moved. And is going to immediately Janine gets excited. Make sure none of these books get moved. They're in a very particular order. And is going to leave to change his clothes.
I've got this.
Which did he
said-
gesture to?
Which
bookcase?
Which books?
Oh.
Yeah, did he gesture to all the books?
all the books, yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely all the books.
All
He
right.
said move. They don't need. He didn't say make them fall.
Right, I got this. Please, like 1 second. Jumps up on the table, and because of Spleen's unique texture, this kind of tan, fleshy stuff, when Spleen presses themselves against one of the covers and lifts away, it's like silly putty.
Silly putty.
Yeah, and then Spleen wraps themselves around a different book, but with that same cover.
They're not moving.
That's
Yeah.
true. They're not moving.
Would this count as some sort of wrecking the book? Because now Spleen is laying on top of this ancient tome, trying to become as close to it as possible.
Yeah, and you're canonically very, very wet.
Moist.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very
Yes.
moist.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got to roll though.
Yes.
But we shall see. Okay, be cool. Be cool. Oh, very cool. Okay, that was even.
Perfect. So that's 4 for fire. I don't think. Oh, hang on.
Would this be considered swapping books around?
Yes, I think so. I think so.
I
Despite
am
his
the
efforts.
book now.
Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6. So that's 7. So you're at 8 out of 21 now for this scene, while Demetrius has gotten up and left the room. Who?
Spleen does this with like Bile and Blue is like, it's me though. It's me. I look like a book. It's perfect, but it's me.
You should wait on the desk.
Spleen's just
take a
waiting.
nap.
Spleen's just gonna stay there and be the book cover.
Oh no. Perfect. Yeah, Demetrius comes back in pretty quickly. I think he comes back in. I think this is stupid for him to do, but I want him to. He's gonna see Spleen. Obviously, like this is not a perfect disguise, and is going to like peel you off the book and toss you to the side.
Wait, you said don't let the books move.
You imbecile! That is not a book.
No.
That's Spleen.
Damage.
You hurt
you
my feelings
gestured.
and my body.
Yeah, he's gonna lose 2
that's
energy.
true.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, look, I can read the book though. Lifts their own flesh. Is this Latin? Clatuverana.
Okay, all of you, we need to have a huddle. Today is a very important day, and usually you're all some degree of incompetent, but today really takes the cake. I'm gonna need you all to make sure that the rest of my Blue, put your hand down. I need you to make sure.
Blue's got the hand up though.
Blue, put both of your hands down.
I sneeze,
And then they go on their little tippy toes.
I want my action to happen while he's trying to lecture us.
Yes.
Because I can tell that there's probably a command coming. So I sneeze really loudly and set one of the bookshelves on fire. Oh, I'm so sorry. It must have been when I was cooking. It's that pepper.
Indeed. You don't need to roll for I can't remember. For fire?
I mean, so I don't roll for fire. I think it's more fair to say that that's wreck something. I mean, it's kind of tricking, but I think wrecking something is more appropriate.
Yes.
So
because fire is your one. Okay.
Yeah. I imagine it will make him get up, though. Because his books have not moved,
right.
But they are on fire.
If I still had summon water, I would use that, but I don't have it anymore, so he's not going to use it.
Oh, no!
But
dear.
My water now.
Yeah. He goes over and starts patting down the books. Actually, I think he's going to, instead of using a spell, I forgot he can do this. He's going to spend a point of energy to negate and basically just get over there. I think just get a good old fire extinguisher. How about that?
Yeah,
not everything has to be magic. To negate the point of disaster.
To be fair, his books are now covered in fire extinguisher foam.
Yeah, not
which
good.
Has probably messed them up again.
Yeah, still not good. And he is just going to say, no more fires, no more sticking to things. I just need all of you to fetch me the books that I ask for. Blue, put your hand down. I need you to fetch me the books that I ask for. When I ask for them, get me drinks when I require them, and don't do all of this other stuff that you're doing. All right?
What? We want to help you, Coach. We want to help you.
You're not helping.
Remember when you said that we're a family
that an order?
team?
It's not.
Sir,
no.
Sir.
It's an order, okay? It's an order. Blue, what?
And then Blue monologues back everything that he has said, trying to hold the attention of Demetrius. And it just goes, okay, so we're doing this, and we have to do this, and we have to do this. But I want to clarify, which drink are we trying to grab for you?
Perfect. Oh my god. Okay, so that's your light ability, and you're using Dazzle, I am assuming. Yes.
Because details are important.
Details are important. You do have to roll for it because you have dark in your stats as well.
I rolled a 6.
Perfect. You can't fail. Okay, so that's 4. And then Dazzle, an ally can treat their stat as 1 higher. So one of the other 2 of you don't have to decide this right now, but at some point can bump up a stat. And does this have... He didn't get up. Oh, he did get up a second time to put out the fire. So, yes. Okay, so yeah, so that's just 4, I believe, and someone else can bump something up. How much energy does he have? He's gonna spend 2 points of energy to start writing things down for Blue.
As I'm talking?
Yeah, it's like writing down, like, here are the specific directions. So it doesn't undo everything that you're doing because you're still asking so many questions.
I have a question.
This is Blue or Janine?
This is Janine. So if he is using ink to write these notes for me, would that be ink that would be used for the notes that he has to write? And would that be destroying the notes because he doesn't have enough ink to make the notes that he has?
I love your argument. I don't think he's writing such extensive notes.
Is this a trick?
Such extensive notes that he's running out of ink. All of the ink he would have at his disposal. I love the energy. Who else still has moves?
So I have one one move left, I believe. And my understanding is that what I have been told to do is fetch the books that I ask for when I ask for them.
Yes.
Get me drinks when I require them, and stop doing all the things we're doing.
Yes.
I have not messed with his notes before. So that's what I'm going to do.
Perfect.
Because that is not forbidden from
true.
That he has done.
That's true.
And I think I'm going to do this while I'm going to use my sneaking around ability while Blue is having him write out all of these instructions. And I'm going to crumple up the notes that he had made earlier that were in like a neat stack. I'm going to like just take out a couple of pages randomly, crumple them up, and put them in the wastebasket.
Good. Okay, cool. So sneaking around is dark, right?
Yes.
And you don't have to roll for that because you don't have light anywhere else in your stats. So you're just like sneakily throwing away his notes.
Yeah, random pages also. To make it as hard as possible for him to recreate.
Yes. Yeah, I think Blue's asking so many questions he's using energy to like write down directions for them. So that gets your disaster number to 14, but you do need 21 total. And I don't know who still has moves. Okay, you each both have one. Okay, cool. Yeah, what are you doing?
Okay. Spleen isn't the most creating a plan. It's been a long day. I think all Spleen wants to do is try to wreck the bookshelf by pushing it over and really mess those notes up. Oh, not the notes. These are the books. Like, they really want to like swap those books by knocking a bookshelf. Because I guess Bile doesn't have to stop me because I'm not actually moving the books. I'm moving the bookshelf.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it's just I picture this as Spleen kind of wedges themselves between the wall and the bookshelf, and then kind of goes and like puffs themselves up. And then just tries to leverage it out.
Good. Okay, so that's water is moving stuff.
You know, let's try water since it's move, but I could probably rock something with wrecking too. So we'll see. Either way, something's gonna happen, y'all.
Yeah.
This is great. All right. Yeah, okay, so this is more of a wreck than a it got a little more violent than Spleen was. Like, it's less controlled than they were imagining this would be.
Oh,
there might be some damage to Spleen.
Oh. Yeah, I think because this is, you're intending, I mean, you weren't intending to wreck like some things, but I think this is much more than what you intended. So you knock over this bookshelf, but then it like crashes into like, Demetrius has like a little like table with some different like little bits and bobs and knickknacks and like magical trinkets and stuff. He likes
that bob a lot.
Yeah, and so you like, that knocks over and then it knocks into something else and then it knocks into something else. And like there's just broken glass.
I think that counts as swapping books around for sure.
I think it does.
And technically, all he asked us to do was fetch the books that he asked for when he asked for them.
Yeah,
he didn't say all the books now. Around.
He didn't give us what time it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That is true. I believe
I just wanted to give you all the books. Ow! Someone put me together again.
Oh, poor Spleen.
I've ruptured.
Oh no!
The spleen ruptured.
This is definitely going to be him getting up again, and I also believe he is going to lose 2 energy because you are so injured. So that's 14, and then when he gets up 3 times, he loses 3 energy. Okay, so he's at 11 energy now. And that's 4 towards the...
Yeah, it ended up being fire, not water. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So it's an 18 out of 21. So the book thing, you just add 3 disaster points if the books are swapped around. So that's already happened. The fact that more books are like happening is bad, but it's not taking more and more away. So that just so this just so many things are destroyed right now. And Demetrius just looks around really slowly, and it's like the very what is his name? I can't think of the actor's name. Why can't I? Anyway, but in like the original producers, Gene Wilder. I couldn't think of Wilder. Like when he would have that energy where it's like he's about to completely lose it and is just like kind of looking around right before there's about to be like, a combustion basically. So Demetrius is just looking around at everything. He's going to pick up Spleen. He's going to grab Bile. He's going to walk over to the window of the library. And he's going to throw one after the other out the window.
Oh no, I'm gonna get injured.
And it is going to hurt Spleen, but it's worth it. It's worth it to Demetrius right now.
Bile. Aim me towards a thorn bush. Give me a little kick as they're falling. Let's make this count.
Oh, you're muted, Kitty.
I can fly, so I could just paraglide you.
Yeah, go. Get me in there good.
Or throw you harder if you want.
He's like, do it.
She's just getting smashed into the ground. Blue, I believe you still have a move. Oh, you're out. Okay. I think Blue, he still very calmly picks Blue up and just like puts you on a very tall shelf. Just like very, very tall.
Hey, Demetrius. Hey, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Tread lightly, Blue.
And then Blue does like a little like balancing act because he said tread lightly. So she's treading lightly. And then she sits and goes, why am I up here?
Because I really if I throw you out the window, you'll break. I don't want you to break. Mm-hmm. I really don't want to look at you. I don't want to hear you. I don't want you around me.
So you don't want me to do the 2010s pop playlist singing that I normally do for you when you're doing your studying?
I would prefer that you don't.
I have a new insert that I can do like lo-fi beats. Lo-fi covers.
You know what? I think I need a change of scenery. And he's just going to start picking his books up and moving to a different room. I believe all of you are out of moves. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm done.
So unfortunately, the scene is not totally right. You got to 18 out of 21 for this scene of Research for Her Majesty. So that just leaves one last scene for us, which is the Grand Summoning. And let me check. There is, because you got the other scene, the village children visit. The disaster goal is reduced by 5. So it's the disaster goal for this last scene is 29. So it's a little higher than the village children visit.
Little.
And you each get 3 actions. I'm trying to see if there's any other things that you did the 3 disaster points. I already lowered the next scene's disaster goal by 2 because you messed his notes up. You did get him to lose energy. So that happened. Demetrius says the date coming over. That all, didn't affect the Grand Summoning. Okay, so I think I have this all accounted for. So the Grand Summoning, 29 disaster points is your goal. You each have 3 moves. And I would love to, before we get into like the scene itself, I would love to hear from each of you. What is some aspect of the Grand Summoning that you know is going to happen tonight?
Casting a circle. A circle will be drawn, probably in salt.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, I should also say, the last item in the timetable is the Grand Summoning, the great ritual that Demetrius has been spending the whole day getting ready for. He will invoke a creature from the deepest depths and bind it to his will, granting him even greater power. He can only do this on All Hallows Eve, so this is the only day that he can do it, which is why you're trying to ruin it. So we know he's going to be making a circle, probably out of salt, to help bind whatever he is summoning to his will. What are some other things that are going to happen during the summoning?
He has to hit a certain pitch for casting the spell.
Like he has to sing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Perfect. Love that. Love to sing on stream.
It could also be him. It could also be like just hitting a little glass.
That's true. That's true.
Just hitting a certain note.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wants to go higher, you can go low. And then hitting the low notes hits the belows, and hitting the high notes hits the high.
Perfect. Yeah.
You know?
That's how magic and music work.
Yeah.
I think he has to wear special fancy shoes that are very elaborate and have a lot of buckles, and you got to get it right.
Perfect.
This the summoned the folks love this effort. They love the effort.
Mm-hmm. He has to have the special shoes. Also, Avery just tipped $5 and said, "Final scene bonus." Thank you so much, Avery. You also all still have your bonus from the beginning of the game, so you have 2 plus ones that you can add to things.
We'll need if I'm doing the math correctly, we will need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be a little tough. And also, while I'm shouting people out, Foolish Sparky, thank you for the follow. So we know that he needs to have these special shoes that need to be buckled particularly.
Right.
We know he has to sing a certain, well, not necessarily sing, he has to hit a certain pitch, whether that's high or low, affects what's going to be happening. And he needs to be making a salt circle over the course of the evening. And I feel this has to be taking place in the dungeon. Like, this has to be like the basement of this tower. And for whatever reason, he has either, I guess kind of it's funnier if he still needs your help, or if he's like done a series of Looney Tunes style like traps to keep you out that you're going to like be able to thwart. I don't know which is funnier.
We're his only staff.
You are his only staff. Yeah, so I think...
Honestly, I think that he has to have us there because otherwise the queen is going to ask questions. And like, if he can't keep us under control,
that's true.
That is going to make him look bad.
That's true. That's very true. So...
And we all know the performer is Blue, who can hit the notes necessary.
Okay. Yes, yeah. So Blue is kind of like a tuning fork.
That's what they are.
The vibe. Perfect. Okay, so you're all in this dungeon. It's, this is modern day, but it's lit by candlelight. I don't think Demetrius even has his phone on him. He's very like, this has to be old school. Like, we can't have no screen time for this one, Spleen.
Okay, wait 1 second. Okay, I won the match.
Just takes the phone
also,
away.
this is your phone.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Spleen. I know it's my phone. You don't have a phone.
Oh, yeah, no, don't check the text messages because you need to concentrate on this. So don't even worry about those pings. I'll turn the pings off. There you go.
This is why you're not allowed to have a phone until you're 18.
I don't think I can be 18. I don't know how age works.
Well, technically, if you're part of him and you exited when they were 18, wouldn't that mean that you're also 18?
That's not what it means.
I gotta be at least 18. Get the phone back.
That's not what it means, Blue. Blue. I need all of you to be on your best behavior for this one, okay?
And she does a little curtsy.
I know you're all mad at me for some reason. I don't understand why. I know you're all upset. Here's what I'll say, okay? First of all, if this goes off without a hitch, we'll have a pizza party, okay?
Oh.
Okay? And I'll start keeping more snacks in the break room, and you can have as many of them as you want, and you don't have to pay for them, okay? Blue, put your hand down. Spleen, put your hand down.
Just pointing to Blue. Technically, these is also Blue's hands.
I can't get into that right now.
Ah.
Also, I just want to say to all of you, Blue, put your hand down. If all the way down, all the way down. It doesn't even look at Bile. If this summoning goes off, well, you know what you'll have? Another coworker. So
competition.
What? No, I can't compete.
It's not competition.
He's trying to replace us, Spleen.
Oh no!
Okay. You're all acting as though you want to be replaced in the first place, so I don't see why that's so upsetting to you.
Well, you really can't replace me. I'm one of a kind in the gem form.
I'm not.
He's also one of a kind, and also Bile is one of a kind. So technically, you're not going to replace us with anyone else unless it's going to be someone that is lesser of value of us.
No one's going to be replaced. Okay, everyone, just tell me what's your least favorite chore that you have to do. Okay, what's your least favorite chore that you have to do?
I hate all of
I'm
them.
going to use my time to ask a question instead. Is she going to be my new mommy?
No. Okay. Everyone just hands Spleen like a little like book that's like that like he's going to need to read from, and it's like, keep it open to this page. Hands Bile like a black candle that like will need to be lit at a certain time, and to Blue just gives a little like how those like singing bowls have the little wooden thing that you do, like hands you like something like that so that you can hit the note when you need to. And just go say,
it's so heavy. It's so heavy.
It's the only size we have. So next year I'll get a lighter one, okay? Okay.
I'm so weak.
Maybe mom can help. Hey, give me the phone for a second. I'll call mom. You've been chatting. I mean, you've been chatting.
You don't have a mom, and I'm not giving you my phone. He opens the door to the dungeon, like puts the phone outside of it and closes it, and then locks the door.
What if there's an emergency? Okay.
You know what, Spleen? There's about to be an emergency. Okay, there's about to be an emergency.
Oh no. Okay, what's
we
wrong,
need
Dad?
the phone then so we can call 911.
Everyone, shut up. Okay, everyone, just shut up.
And then when Blue hears that, they just take the little like tuning thing and just like hits their skirt just to make the noise and go, ooh.
Okay, I'm starting the chant. His eyes roll back in his head, and this like eldritch like incantation he just starts doing. The summoning has begun. What are you monsters doing?
I dig a hole and hide the little tuning fork.
Oh, ready. Just ready.
Because I know he's distracted. I'm like, oh, this is my time. Yeet! And
then very good. Okay, what stat is dig a hole? And very
hide something, so it's hurt.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, good. Okay, so your Earth is at 3. Cool. Okay. I don't think there are any. Let me check if there's any objectives for the grand summoning. I don't think there aren't. Okay.
You don't get any fun little pluses?
You don't get any fun little pluses other than the things that you already did. So that is a 3 for Earth. You don't have wind anywhere in your stat line. So that just happens, I think I am going to use one of his abilities, or one of his spells. He does have the spell Summon Earth. So you dig this little hole and bury the tuning fork. A hand like whips out from him, and just the hole that you dug, like before you can even cover it back up, it just goes, like it just fills back in.
Go back.
Just keeps coming back up, and like it kind of insisting that you pick the tuning fork back up. And Demetrius is not, like, his eyes are back in his head. It seems like he has some kind of supernatural senses right now as he's doing this summoning ritual. Who's next?
Spleen has an idea. I have a question. So first, does the plus we got at the beginning, is that to a stat? Right,
it'll just be, yeah, it won't be like permanently to a stat, but like when you use a stat, you can say, I want to add these pluses to it.
Okay. Do I need to do it before or after I roll?
You can do it after you roll, and I'll also say that I won't be able to cancel those out. So even if I do a spell, whatever ones you add to it, I won't cancel out, because isn't that kind of mean to chat to do that? So I won't.
Because what Spleen would like to do in a simple wreck something maneuver, and using their moistness, they want to start at one part of the salt circle and just roll in a circle and pick up all the salt.
Yes, I love it. Very good.
Let's see how this goes. Oh, hell yeah. That's even. So yes, I would like to use that plus on this fire move.
Perfect.
Also, it burns a little. It doesn't feel great.
It's not good. It's not good for you.
Look, I'm a combo.
Yeah, damn, what is Demetrius going to do? Okay, so 2 of that definitely goes through, because did you want to use 1 or 2 of your, because you have 2 from chat. Do you want to use both of them now?
Yeah, you know what? Let's put everything that we got into this. Yeah.
He is going to expend a little bit of energy to again, his arm, I like the idea that his arms are just like kind of like supernaturally like stretchy right now, to like he's using energy to do this, but like to interfere with things. And so his stretchy arm just goes around behind you with like a container of salt. So like as you're rolling to get it, he's just sprinkling more salt behind. So I'm gonna cancel out, let's see, I'm going to cancel out 2 of that. Oops. I almost only gave myself 2 energy, which is not right. So we've got 4 towards the grand summoning right now.
Yeah, and I hope he feels slightly itchy.
a little itchy. His mouth is a little dry from all the salt. Yeah. What next?
Well, so I think that Bile had planned ahead about this, and it might not be entirely salt. In fact, this circle might actually be sugar.
Oh, damn.
I don't know that Demetrius would taste it to figure out one or the other. So this might be something, like, I kind of want to use this as a move that Bile did earlier to switch the salt and the sugar. And it might become a problem later.
Yeah.
Something does in fact get summoned.
Yeah. I love that.
Spleen's like, I'm a beignet.
Because that would be, I think that is both sneaking around and tricking someone.
Yes.
And
this is
I would like to shh, Spleen.
It's so salty.
Yeah.
I got you.
And I think that I will use one of my +1s on that, just to give it a little extra oomph.
Good. Yeah. Okay. So that's dark, right? Yeah. Is what you're using. So that would bring it to 5. And I think I can't think of what he would use energy to do, because he's kind of sabotaging himself. So I think that is just the full 5 of like having thought to replace the salt with sugar. I think that's very clever.
I have done this to myself when making cookies more than once.
Oh yeah. I think usually when making summoning circles, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, all the time. I mean, the number of demons we got in here, it's wild.
Perfect. Yeah, what's next? What's happening next?
I think Blue hears a little rustling and then opens the door from the kitchen elevator, opens it, and sees 2. Snack time! Snack time is important!
Arguing. It's true, but I love
in the dungeon sometimes.
I love that I
Snack
can
time is important.
The dungeon, yeah.
And sees 2 kids in there and just goes, hi! You want to see something really cool? And then pulls out the little tuning fork. I think this thing is pretty cool. You want to take it? You want to have fun with it? You can go back up with it. Like,
Perfect.
trying to, like, sell this little object to them.
Yeah.
This is me trying to get light going.
Yeah. I think
dazzling them with it.
I absolutely think so. Do you roll before we figure out what happens to see if you use light or if you use dark?
2.
you can't roll anything other than a 2
I
or
rolled
a
a
6. Yeah. Okay, so it is light. When you use your move to attract attention to yourself, an ally can treat their stat as 1 higher. So we can figure out who that's going to be when it's pertinent, I think. These 2 little kids covered in chocolate. One of them is the caboose. I think one of them is the bumblebee that she's like kind of shrugged out of her bumblebee costume, so you almost like don't recognize her, but they're both just sticky. So sticky that you hold out the tuning fork and they don't like the caboose doesn't even have to wrap his hands around it. It just sticks. And then the other kid just starts going back up with the
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye. I'll also add 1 more to that with the roll that I got.
Perfect. All right, so that would be 5 total. Demetrius is going to expend some actually, what am I going to do? Yeah, I think he's gonna expend some energy. Let's say 3 energy. So that would bring him to that. He's running out of energy. He doesn't have a ton left. And he's going to I'm trying to think of what he can do. Oh, here's what it is. You get rid of the tuning fork and he just starts, he's like, okay, you want something done, do it yourself. And just starts doing this low, like, guttural sound. He can't hit the note that you were supposed to hit, but he's like, I guess I'm summoning something else. So it's just singing this extremely low note. So you were at 5. One of it automatically goes through, and so then I canceled out 3, so we're at 11 out of 29. So he's holding his own. But you all still have some more turns. So what's happening next? Oh, actually, I think he does have still 1 command, and I think he's probably going to use it. Who is he going to use it on? I love that all of you are like, me. Use it on me. I think he's...
Can't get us all.
He's gonna use it.
Get all of us.
This is not a smart move for him to make, but he's not that smart of a guy, to be honest.
Yeah, spleen is an example of that.
Yeah. He's going to, because Blue is the one who just like 2 times like tried to do like the same thing basically to fuck with him, is just going to look at you, Blue. His eyes are going to roll back from like to the front of his head to issue this command, and he's going to go, stop fucking around. And his eyes roll back in his head.
Sounds a little frazzled.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I know what to do.
Amazing.
Yeah, who's doing something next?
Oh, okay. Spleen, and it's all wreck at this point. Spleen is on a bender, and I think they take their sugary, sticky self, and as Demetrius is kind of back in mode, Spleen wants to try to basically wreck the boots by just kind of breaking the buckles, maybe putting some buckles together on the other side. There, maybe if they can get a seam in there, just kind of getting in there and chewing on them a little.
Yeah, gumming them.
Yeah. Spleen has a tooth.
Spleen.
Yeah. Demetrius wanted most of them. It's pretty selfish.
It makes sense. It's a baby tooth.
Yeah. So the sticky wetness going at these buckles, getting some of them are reattached. It's a mess down there.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I believe you have to roll to see if it is fire or water that you end up using.
Water. I'm using this stuff. Okay. Yeah, can't lose even. Yes.
Perfect. So that would be 4.
Yeah.
That you are using towards this.
It sounds gross under there. I feel like the robes are there, so mostly you just see you hear, and the occasional bump up and down. His spleen's moving back and forth between the boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he is. Demetrius is going to.
He'll kick me?
He's not gonna kick you. He is going to just from his feet springs up fire to get you off of him, basically. He's going to use summon fire, which is gonna hurt you, so it's gonna take away some of his energy. But he's able to get you off of his shoes before you damage them. So you all are still at 11 out of 29 for the grand summoning, but he only has a few spells left. Oh no, yeah, you are
I caramelized.
You've got you're like a creme brulee.
You got a candy crust.
Wait, crack. I'm Emily Ray.
Good. Who still has moves? I think all of you do.
I have 2 moves. And I'm thinking about what to do with them. I'd like to light the candle at both ends.
Good.
When he asks me to light the candle, I'm gonna light him on both sides.
Yeah, so you bide your time for him to say, okay, and that he's done the low note, the shoes are still intact, the salt circle is sugar circle, but he doesn't know that yet. And he calls out for you, Bile, to light the candle.
Yes, and I do.
Perfect. What ability are you using?
I feel like I guess it's gonna be fire. That would be. Sense. I mean, it's wrecking something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Not my strongest stat, but it feels right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. You, before he can even do anything, light this candle at both ends. Do you have any points from chat that you're putting into this?
Oh, yeah, I'll add that last extra point.
Okay, cool. So you're at 12 out of 29 as you do this too quickly for him to be able to stop you, and he doesn't have any spells.
Almost immolates. Just...
Yeah. And
candle lit, boss.
Yeah, summoning is now going much faster than intended. Who else wants to do something? Oh, it looks like Janine
I now have a
does.
question. I heard don't fuck around anymore, but I also know that the buckles look kind of damaged, and it's leather or something. It's probably plastic because he doesn't want to go the full route, and plastic melts, and I see that it's injured, and I see this candle. Can I fix the buckles with the candle? Run with the candle to the buckles. I am technically fixing it, and I'm not fucking around because he wants help.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, sure. You trick yourself into thinking that you're helping so you can get around this prohibition.
Who is helping him find out? He's helping Demetrius find out this isn't fucking around.
Yeah, this is finding out.
His shoes are messed up. I'm going to go and fix them because it's plastic, because I helped him buy them, and I know that plastic melts so they can go back together.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm destroying them. I'm just fixing them.
Yeah. Flawless logic.
Yeah.
Blue is there.
Which one is fixing? I can't remember. Earth. Okay, cool. So that is a 3. Do you have any extra points left that you are putting into this?
I have one more. And did someone use my extra point from earlier?
Oh,
with Dazzle?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone has done that yet.
Okay, great.
We could. I can't remember what's been used since then. I think Bile used fire, and Spleen used fire. So if either of you wanted to bump your stat up temporarily, you could, and I would add another one to the Grand Summoning.
Oh, Bile, would you like this?
Do you want to bump your fire up by 1? Cool. So your fire for the rest of the scene is up by 1, which means the Grand Summoning is to 13. Okay. So Blue, you just used Earth,
which is 3, and I'm going to use my last point in that as well.
Cool.
So
that is +4. So that's 17, I think. Yeah, 17 out of 29. You're getting there. This is going to be close. And yeah, you go over to fix the shoes. And yeah, describe what you do to these shoes.
Well, I see that the buckles are going, and I have this candle now in my hand, and I just go, okay, oh, I know how to fix this. I saw YouTube videos about how to fix shoes with fire, because the seams kind of loosen, and I got this, boss. This is not me fucking around. This is me helping you, because the buckles are important. And then just goes. And then possibly misses the strap, and then accidentally hits the metal, which probably heats up a little bit.
Yeah. The metal heats up. It starts to melt the rest of the of the buckle. And Demetrius just starts like stomping his feet. Kind of like, because he can't tell if you've like set him on fire or if he's just trying to get you out from underfoot. Hey, we said the name of the game. So he's stomping around. But you have partially melted these very important shoes. Yeah. What happens next? Was that Blue's? That was Blue's last move.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So it's just down to Bile and Spleen.
Well, the Spleen has to try wrecking, because that's the most they can do. They're out of ideas. They're tired. They're kind of sticky. Mm-hmm. They have been hurt quite a bit. So they decide just to run and jump and try to fling themselves onto Demetrius's beard and just get stuck there and just wreck his beard, wreck his motion. Just gonna be hanging off it as like this like fleshy weight.
His pride and joy.
And they go, yeah. They go, Dad, Coach.
Okay, roll to see if this is water or fire.
Come on, baby. Come on. All right, there we go. Even. One more time. Yes. Fire. It's fire.
You are flying at him, saying, Dad, Coach.
Daddy!
So that's 4 is your fire. He's going to use his last 2 points of energy to try to negate this a little bit. So you're at 19 out of 29. And he is going to, like, I think it's his last 2 points of energy. His beard is the thing he cares most about, maybe in the world. He's so proud of it. And so you're just sticking to it. And he just kind of like pushes you down a little bit so that you're not destroying the roots of it. You're just kind of destroying the longer parts, and just gives you a hug. It's just like,
I have a beard too. That was the one thing I couldn't do. Now we truly are family.
yes, my son, my horrible son.
Thank you.
And it's just like holding you with
I'm going to inherit the family business.
regret. Just holding you with regret.
That's what you want from your family.
Okay. Was that Spleen's last move? Yes. All right. So I think it's just bile.
I don't think there's any way we can completely destroy this summoning.
I don't think you can, unfortunately.
But what I can do is I am going to pretend to be the summoning. Because I am a shadow creature and we are in the dungeon. There are many shadows at my disposal.
Yes.
So I am going to try to preempt the summoned creature by making myself very big and scary looking in the middle of this sugar circle, which means that nobody is actually bound in or out.
Right.
And I'm going to look at Demetrius with his cuddling spleen and just be like, "You summoned me for this? You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't want any of this." And then I'm just going to melt into a puddle and try to trick Demetrius into believing that his summoning was not only not interested in joining power or being bound by him, but also is just like, I'm going to tell all the other guys where I come from about you.
That's very good.
I'm just going to try to damage his self-esteem a little bit.
I love that.
And I think that this, I want to argue, even though there's no way that we can completely destroy this summoning, I want to lead him astray.
I love this.
Yeah, so I'll just get that 5 points in there just to try.
Yes, I love that. You I think because like even with the 5 points, like mathematically you just can't get it to ruin the summoning. But I do like this idea that is like a kind of a partial win for you all. So you do this like trick where you're like, you've summoned me, but then you like melt away and like it doesn't really work. Demetrius is just like really kind of he's out of energy. He doesn't even really have the willpower to do this anymore. And is just he's broken. His spirit is broken. And and he just kind of like nods and is like, "Okay, yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. All right, everyone. No pizza party for tomorrow. I guess just business as usual. And is going to unlock the dungeon door and just kind of usher you all out. He's frazzled. His beard is like kind of half shortened and lopsided. He's sweaty. He's sticky.
The queen must not be impressed at all.
Yeah, the queen is not going to be happy about this. But I think the partial win is we know that the summoning is about to work. And we know that this creature is not going to be bound, really.
Nope.
So I would love for us all together to decide what this creature is. That is summoned into the castle that Demetrius does not really have control over.
So if that makes sense, I would like to go last because I have a particular idea for this group. Please create the creature, and then I have an extra idea for chaos.
Good.
I mean, okay, so my idea, which we can adapt, but like, I really like the idea that this creature becomes the next wizard. that Demetrius gets fired and we get hired by this creature.
Oh, that's so funny.
Because the queen sees this creature and is like, you know, you're destructive as hell, but you are much more competent.
Yeah.
So how about you become my new head wizard?
Yes.
That's what I would like to add.
Mm-hmm.
Adding on to that, the big reason why they want to rehire us, like this particular new wizard, is because it got channeled by our chaos that we were running during the summoning. That we're the reason why I got summoned, so it's kind of tied to us, and it's not really like being hired. It's more of like a co-op situation.
Yeah.
When the new boss comes in, we come in and like have equal stake in the company.
Yes.
I love it. And to sell this later, Spleen, who now has a beard, and Demetrius's hat and glasses and robe, appears to the queen and says, "My Majesty, hello, this is I, Demetrius. I retire. This is too hard for me. I need to go and take more care of my child. So I retire, and you should probably find some strong creature to take my place and hire those hire my people. They're real good at it. It's good stuff. So I'm Demetrius. I'm a little shorter. That's okay. The summoning took a lot out of me, but I did it for you, Your Majesty. So fire me. It's my last wish."
Basically what happens is Spleen is like saying all of this stuff, and I think it's like the kind of ending of a movie where we just hear Spleen talking. It's an exterior shot of like the castle, and as the like screen like kind of fades to black, we're just still hearing Spleen saying, "Please fire me, I retire."
Yes.
Like all of
I am
this
Demetrius.
different stuff. And that's where we're gonna wrap up our one shot of Underfoot. That was delightful. That was so funny. I had such a good time. And so before we leave for the evening, we're gonna go around one more time, and let people know where they can find you, I can't talk anymore. Other projects you have going on, that kind of stuff. And this time we'll go in reverse order. So Megan, you are up first.
I am Demetrius.
Oh no, it's method.
My next project, retirement. Hi, I'm Megan. You can check my information at that card information that's on the chat thingy. That'll say like all my updated socials. I'm here on Twitch at Murphy Pop Art, and I stream art and games when I can get the tech to work. So yeah, what are you gonna do? I right now the one project I'm doing is a Monster of the Week podcast called $2 Creature Feature. We just finished our second season, which is a totally separate story. So you can just jump in there and figure out, enjoy the beautiful characters of Jupiter Hollow and the trials and tribulations of trying to keep a place safe when one of you has made a deal with the devil and one of you is an absolute crook and the other one's just trying to keep her head above water.
What can you do?
Yeah, what can you do? And I'm recording the third season now. And if you like feral energy, I got you covered.
Perfect. Yeah, as Megan said, her link for her card is in chat right now, so you should click it and follow her on all of the things. Kitty, what about you?
Yeah. I write about consent stuff. That's my main gig most of the time. And so you can find me on all kinds of social media except Twitter. I have been banned from Twitter for impersonating libs of TikTok. It was worth it. I have no regrets. But I just finished writing a book about consent culture for teenagers. That should be coming out in April. It's called Say More, Consent Conversations for Teens. I also just had a book come out in July, I think, or June, something like that. One of those J months. It was called Ask Yourself the Consent Culture Workbook. These names are so long. It's because you always have to have these extra names on a book. And I always get them all mixed up. But that one is a workbook, and it's for anybody really. And it talks about figuring out what consent culture means to you, not just in relationship to like sex and relationships, but also when it comes to your friendships or your work situation and all these other aspects as well. So yeah, and also I'm super into doing these kinds of streams. So, please ask me. I would love to do this more.
Yeah, Kitty's a great guest, as you've witnessed tonight. Janine, what about you?
Hello. You can find me Janine.Florence on all medias. Most of them, if you can't find with the dot, you can also just do without it, and then I'm gonna pop up. You can also find me over at One Up Podcast Network playing Little Martin Bakunawa in our Stars Without Numbers campaign. And then you can also catch me over at Queer PG's second season of Wanderhome. Our season finale is not next week, but the following week, which is also my birthday week. So, oh my God, do that as a birthday gift for me. And I also have lots of other things in the pipeline with different people coming up. So keep your eyes out on all those social medias. And then also I do live acting. The project that I'm not allowed to talk about yet in the New England area coming up next year. So I'm very excited, and we'll keep you updated on all my socials.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we go, I will really quickly just say again, if you enjoyed watching us play this game, you should get it for yourself. And it is in a Halloween bundle of other Halloween TTRPGs on it. I believe it's $20 for the whole bundle. I might be wrong about that. But from now until Halloween, you can get the bundle. It has a lot of other great games on it. One of the other ones, actually, people who watch the stream probably are familiar with Chris Bissett, and who wrote the game Under the Floorboards, which, Kitty, you were on here for that. Yeah. They have a adventure for Morkborg, I believe, in the in this bundle, if I'm remembering correctly. If you look at it and that's not what it is, then maybe I just got things mixed up. But so you should absolutely check it out. It's great. Cat is great. And this game is great, so you should do that. Also, tune in to this stream Thursdays in November, Thursday evenings, except for Thanksgiving and one other date. I'm going to be running a limited series of Wanderhome in November. So 3 sessions in November, the 2nd, the 10th, and the 30th, I believe. That's going to be really good. We had our session 0 for that the other day, and it's great. Wanderhome's great. It's a great cast, so I'm excited for it. So tune in for that. I think that's everything that I have to say. So we are going to do a raid. My friend Fuzka is, I believe, still alive. And they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. So let's do this. Make sure that I type this correctly. Yes. Okay. So we're going to raid Fuzka. She's great. Their whole channel is really good. So stick around for that. If you go over into their chat, you can copy and paste this raid message to say hello to them and show them some love. That's everything for tonight. So whether you're watching this on YouTube or watching this on Twitch, goodbye. See you all later.
Bye. Bye. Cause some chaos.